Welcome to Nimin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. And when I say we, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D. D, what's happening?
How was your week?
Fantastic. How was your week?
Fantastic week.
Good.
We are going to be answering your YouTube questions today. For those of you who are just joining us, we have a link in the description below. If you want to ask a question, it is first come, first serve.
It is.
Or they could go to...
They can go down to the video description if they are watching this on the replay. Oh, okay. Did you say that for the replay?
Video description.
Okay. Or you can go ahead and get your questions in there now. I wasn't paying attention to what you're saying.
What's the URL? I always forget the URL.
Oh, nicknimin.com/ask. There we go.
Listen, we're going to get it together.
nicknimin.com/ask if you are watching this on somewhere other than YouTube, and then that will send you directly to that same exact form. So first off, just want to welcome some people to the stream today. Beanie Draws, what's going on? Doug Hewson, nice to see you in here. Home Rapid Repair, nice to see you. Chantel, hope that you are doing great. You're going to love something I'm going to show you here in a second. Chatty Kathy, nice to see you in here. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Monique, nice to see you in here. We got Teacher Kelly, what's up? Official Tim Tag.
Hey, Ron.
Tim Tech, hope you're doing great. Ron Trains and Things.
Eric.
Hope everybody is doing great. So we got some YouTube news today that we're going to go ahead and jump into.
Let's get into it.
So when it comes to YouTube news, if you are, wanting to know about some cool features, we're getting ready to share some really cool stuff that YouTube is doing right now. So the very first thing is...
I will be the judge of if it's cool or not.
Okay, you be the judge. So after I finish each thing, you let me know if it's cool or not.
Yes.
Okay.
Right, let's go.
Number one, they are rolling out where you can stream across formats. That's rolling out now. I currently do not have it, or I just don't have it. And because we are streaming using a third-party software, it could be that I didn't get it that way, because I know that part of the instructions there is to set it up inside of YouTube Studio. So that might be, why I don't have it. But they are rolling this out, which is pretty cool. Basically, what this is going to do is it's going to allow you to do one live stream, and you will have your regular landscape live stream, and then they're going to auto center your live stream and present it to people over in the vertical shorts feed as a live stream over there. All of your stats for the stream, all of your engagement for the stream, all of that stuff is counted like it's one stream, which is great. So no longer do you have to use software in order to make that a reality. No longer will you have to set up stream keys and all of those things for additional streams, because YouTube has you covered. D, cool or not?
It sounds really cool.
Okay.
Are they doing an auto reframing?
Yeah. So
in
they're
other
centering
words,
it. They're centering it. So like this shot right here.
Right.
I don't know how they'll take this shot.
Well, they're gonna
It'll be botched probably, but I don't know if they're using AI and they'll automatically compress it for the wide view, or if they just will force the Nimin Live logo and part of the new creator.app sign down there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Yeah. Well, we're going to find out.
I think it's cool. I was just wondering if they're going to use AI, because for all the AI haters, I would say don't use that feature.
Yeah. Right. If you hate AI. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But with that, I think they're just cropping it. I'm not sure. But, they're working out, and like Doug mentioned it right here too, they're working out more crops, coming soon. This is just their minimum viable product to get it out there and get people using it so they can, figure all of that stuff out.
That sounds like something YouTube would say. More crops coming soon.
Right.
Just sit tight, everybody. We have crops coming.
Yeah.
More crops.
Next is that paid versus organic metrics and analytics are also rolling out. So with these, for the people that run ads on their videos, for the people that use YouTube promotions on their videos, this is going to separate your what you're seeing in analytics based on the response that you're getting from paid versus the response that you're getting for organic. So with this, if you are somebody that uses the promote feature, then this is going to be valuable for you to kind of let you know the impact that those promotions are or are not having, so you can see how much they're not really, how much they're not really adding to you. Next, we have the image. Oh, D, is that cool or not?
Yeah, it's okay.
I almost forgot. Okay, so that's okay.
It's okay.
Next up, we've got images added to quiz post on iOS. This is in your community feed. Before it was available on Android. Now you can also do it on iOS. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do it on desktop. But you can also do that in your community feed as well. D, cool or not?
Images on a quiz, I could take it or leave it. Yep. But whatever they can give us, other than being able to tag people in a mobile live stream, whatever.
Yeah.
It's all right.
And really quick, Park Boy says the dual streaming works with third-party apps. Then I don't have it yet on this channel because we were trying to get it all set up and it didn't work unless they are automatically doing it. But I didn't have the little box to check there or the little toggle to slide.
Yeah.
Next, we've got that over the next few weeks in the YouTube Create app. They are making it to where you can upload your content, and then the YouTube Create app is going to do a rough cut for you, including music and effects.
Hold on, define rough cut.
From there, you can fine tune it and make it your own. And this is for vertical content. So basically, you are able to go into your photos of your device,
Okay.
your videos actually of your
Okay.
device, and say, I want a video made out of these things.
Okay.
And then you throw it into, or you upload it all to YouTube, and then YouTube does all of the editing for you, and then you can go in and fine tune things. So basically, it's a means to speed up the process for making it all happen. Yeah, so it just gives you that base thing, right, where you don't have to trim everything and all that. So we're going to see how that goes. But what about you? Do you think that's cool or not?
Let's see how it performs.
Love it.
I am a strong believer, and this might be completely outdated within the next 12 months, but I am a strong believer. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, I think the very first video on my channel, I was telling people, because at that time, vertical video was not a thing.
Yeah.
Vertical video was not a thing when I started my channel, and I was stressing the importance of shooting horizontally.
Yeah.
Because at that time, vertical video wasn't a thing, and people
Right.
were incorrectly shooting vertical video.
Yeah.
And well, look how that panned out.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, point being, my thought on that is, let's see what it does, because I believe that I think shorts are a race to the bottom.
Okay.
That's how I feel about YouTube Shorts. Race to the bottom. Use them. I think it's great, but I think all these platforms, it's just race to the bottom on short form content. That being said,
People are watching it, though.
people are watching.
Yeah,
Right. But I think we need to learn how to edit. So for new creators coming on the platform, shorts only creators that are just using that to make their videos, I wish you would learn how to edit.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But in 12 months, it might not
Yeah, it's
even-
advantageous, right?
In 12 months,
it might
maybe
not
none
matter.
of in 12 months,
Right.
maybe none of us are going to be
Right.
editing our
Right.
videos anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to learn the skills so that when you're looking at your data and you're seeing like maybe a drop off,
You can
say,
be like, hey, let me see if I can fix this.
yes, let me see if I can fix that. Let me try to figure out what I did here that might cause this drop off.
Yep. Let me
And if-
reposition some of these things in the next video. Let me restructure this in a way
Right.
that makes sense to me as a human,
Right.
versus letting their system do it
Right.
on my
So I
behalf.
think we need to learn how to edit. So I think it's cool, especially if it makes us work faster. But for people who are shorts only creators who are just coming onto the platform for the first time, we'll see how it pans out.
Now, I haven't looked into the rules around the music yet, so I'm not sure. Because we know how it is when it comes to, like the creator music and just kind of all the nuance that goes into that. So, with YouTube's music service there. So I'm curious to know issues that people might end up having with the music that happens inside of that as well.
Could
if it's
be.
auto adding music.
Probably going to be a mess with that.
So we'll see. But I'm curious to read into that later as well in terms of, rights and, all that stuff. Roberto Blake in the house.
Hey,
What's up, dude? Hope
so
you're doing
Roberto
great.
says YouTube Shorts aren't necessarily a race to the bottom. The first 5 years of YouTube was short 3-minute videos, and everyone was poor with laptops and melted turn renders. Yeah, it's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Here's my problem, Roberto.
Yeah.
And Nick and I talk about this, and I don't know those of you who are on TikTok or even on Instagram now is doing a pretty good job with their algorithms of short form video. I feel YouTube, and this is my experience on YouTube. Maybe your experience is completely different. I feel when it comes to short form content, I think the TikTok algorithm and even the Instagram algorithm smokes YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
When I open up YouTube, first of all, YouTube is just shoving shorts down my throat every time I open the platform. And I can say, hey, don't show some, it doesn't matter. They're gone for a couple hours and they're right back.
Right.
And if I want to view shorts, I want to view shorts. And for me, the recommendations that YouTube is giving me for shorts, I'm just not interested in them at all. Versus TikTok,
Right.
versus Instagram, and they're nailing it.
Yeah.
They're just home run after home run after home run.
Yeah, it seems like YouTube prioritizes like okay, this is what's popular on the platform.
Yes.
And we're just going to test it against you anyway,
Yeah.
even though this probably isn't what you want.
Right.
And where the other platforms are like, hey, in this area of content that you may or may not be interested in, might be a little bit outside of what you're interested in, but we're going to test it against you, and it's probably going to be a great fit.
Right.
Yeah.
I found so many amazing creators on those other platforms that I would have never found on YouTube. So, and we talk about this. As a viewer, as a consumer, YouTube is losing me as a consumer.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm spending more time now on TikTok and more time on Instagram Reels than I am on YouTube. So they're losing me as a consumer because not only are they just force feeding me shorts no matter what I open, no matter when I open it, but they're poor quality shorts. They're not, almost none of them I'm interested in.
So they still have me nailed on my computer because I don't interact with TikTok on my computer at all. Same with Instagram.
Right, yeah.
And on my TV.
Okay.
Yes, they have me nailed on both of those, but I'm kind of sliding away on my phone, because when it comes to watching content on my phone, I do that when I just have like downtime. So it might be coffee or killing some time at Starbucks, but it's nothing where I can like actually get into something.
Yeah.
So because of that, it's kind of pulling me away from some of that.
That being said, make shorts.
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
Heck yeah.
I'm not saying. No, I
shorts
think
are effective for getting in front of people. If you are working on just the skill sets and trying to figure out how to grab attention, things like that.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Shorts are definitely not to be slept on.
Right.
And you can monetize them too. Like you can definitely monetize them. You can get ad revenue. You can use them as a way to gain subscribers on your YouTube channel. You can get sponsor deals. Because of shorts. So there's tons of advantages to shorts. But like it's not throwaway content. But yeah, it's definitely not something to sleep on.
Fun thing
if you want it to be a part of your strategy.
And I don't want to derail this here too much, but I have a test project that I put together, and I'm uploading the same short form content to TikTok and to YouTube. TikTok, I think I'm pushing like 10 million views on that with the videos on there. Yeah. Videos are knocking hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views on TikTok, hundreds of thousands of comments. YouTube, 89 views. 100 views, 1,200 views. I think the biggest one is it's like 2 million views on TikTok. It's like 1,200 views on YouTube. So just that difference. Right. Point being, if you're uploading shorts only on YouTube, first of all, keep going. Secondly, don't be afraid to put those on other platforms and test them, because you don't know what your audience is going to be.
Roberto makes a good point. Says objectively, 90% of long form videos are poor quality and can't break 1,000 views 100%. However, you see the thumbnails. You don't have to click on those videos because you see the thumbnails. You're like, oh, it's probably trash. But where with YouTube Shorts, you can just swipe away, kind of the same. But you still got to interact with it there for a second.
Right.
So I think that's the difference between the two. Really quick, Lucky says, what's the most important aspect of a clickable thumbnail? The people that you're trying to target being able to identify that it's about something that they care about. That's the most important aspect of the thumbnail. So back to the news here. So next on our list here, we have AI enhanced YouTube help chat. And I just want to take a moment to just highlight that these last two updates that I just mentioned are AI features. So is the next one that I'm going to be mentioning here. And in my last video, I got some blowback for making content about AI related stuff. And I think it's hilarious. If you're in the chat right now and you're like, hey, this AI stuff, blah, blah, like, I got news for you. Like there's this tidal wave that's hitting us right now. And you're gonna surf it, or you're gonna get washed away by it.
It's hit.
Yeah.
It's hit.
So so you might as well embrace it. But anyway, AI enhanced YouTube help chat. So this one, love AI, but I'm not a fan of AI help chat.
Hold on.
So I'm on your side with this one. Huh?
AI help chat for YouTube.
Yeah, so it's enhanced.
It's probably going to be better than 90% of the chats that you have with the creator, with the actual staff for the creator partner.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't say 100%.
Yeah.
80 to 90. Listen, I've had some conversations with the chat on YouTube from being a monetized channel in the partner program. Some of those people are rock stars. Yeah. But the majority of them, I would rather speak to an AI.
Right. But they say the AI enhanced YouTube help chat, basically, this allows you to to just interact with AI. It also references like the YouTube help documents, things like that. So if you're curious about stuff, you can go in there and have those conversations. If you want to bypass it, if you need actual help, if you're in the partner program, then you can type in speak to a human, and then it bypasses that, and then it puts you in contact with a human. With this, English is available first, and then it's going to roll out to everywhere else. So that is the AI enhanced help chat. D, cool or no? Because you are the security here for if something passes as cool or not. So what do you think?
I think it's cool.
Okay.
I think it's cool. Like anything else, they're rolling out an AI chatbot, and it's going to make its share of fair mistakes. Sure. But it is going to answer some things correctly and maybe kind of filter things out to get you to human if necessary. Yep. But I think there will be some frontline questions that it will be able to handle properly. So it won't take up the resources of the actual humans. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, me too.
As long as it's learning and it gets better and it's actually helpful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fully support it.
Yeah, not a huge fan because all the AI support stuff, it can be,
it's
kind of
better
challenging.
Than nothing.
But it's exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because you don't have chat access to anyone unless you're in the partner program. Right. So yeah, I mean that's better than nothing.
So next up, we've got Super Resolution, which is AI upscaling to improve video quality in new uploads and some existing videos. And I'm not sure what qualifies as the existing videos, probably the stuff that already has a good response. But the whole thing around this is they mentioned that low quality negatively impacts the viewer experience. Something to just take note of.
Especially on television.
Yeah, especially on television.
Yeah.
But that's something just to take note of as a content creator.
Yeah.
But with this, they mentioned that lower quality negatively impacts viewer experience. And this is really for videos that are under 720p right now, and they'll scale them up to 1080p. And so basically anything under 1080p, as long as you keep the box checked, because they're going to do it by themselves, unless you uncheck the box. If you do not want YouTube to do that to your content, then you can go into your YouTube settings and you can uncheck that box. But they're going to start doing it by default on those videos that are just smaller videos. Like, for example, we had a podcaster in here. They've actually been here a couple of times that we've pulled up their channel, and they upload videos that are like around 360, I think.
Yeah.
So in their particular case, if somebody's trying to interact with that content, then YouTube might upscale their videos. Cool or not?
Yeah, in theory, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
In theory, it's cool. Here's anything that's AI related. I'm hesitant to say cool out of the gate, but I'll say cool. Let's see how it works out. Because I know at first it might not be the best, but I know they're going to dial it in. So let's just say it's cool. Mm-hmm. Let's just hope they can get it really dialed in, because sometimes if you upscale, I don't know if any of you have experimented with upscalers before. Sometimes it looks great.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, yeah, I'd rather watch the low resolution version.
Sure.
And the fact that there's no quality control, can you undo it? Do you know, like if it gives you an upscale, can you go, no, that didn't work out so well?
Well, I know that you have the quality control settings in your YouTube player.
Right.
So because of that, you might be able to make
a creator.
the
Like if it goes in and it's upscaling your videos, can you go,
Not that I'm aware of. The feature's either on or off.
Okay.
Yeah. So in your settings, you can turn it on or off.
Okay.
And then next, on top of that, we have that Gifts and Jewels are now available on vertical live streams if you happen to be in Taiwan. So that's going to apply to...
For those of you in Taiwan?
Yeah, for that one person that might be watching from Taiwan,
yep.
They got you.
Yep.
They got you covered now with vertical Gifts and Jewels.
Yep, Chow Ming, they got you, buddy. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's all for you.
In addition to that... a couple of things also just to mention here really quick. First is Dee and I are working on a school for YouTubers right now. We are putting this together to help content creators learn how to produce, grow, and make an impact on YouTube.
All of the stuff.
All the stuff. You can join the wait list for this by going to tuberschool.com and then just put your name and your email in there. And then as soon as we get it ready, we will let you know. So as a part of this, for the people that do sign up on that list, you'll be also getting special deals as we start rolling it out as well, just in exchange for feedback and those types of things. So if this is going to be something you're going to be interested in, you definitely want to make sure that you're on this list. So go ahead and go over there and sign up now. For those of you that are using the creator dashboard, I got denied my last update for the creator dashboard.
Loser.
But I know, right? Total loser. But I'm just going to show you some updates that are coming really quick for those of you that are using this. So basically, inside of the updates, this is a huge one. So I added what's called a content pipeline over here. And what this does is it allows you to keep track of the videos that you have coming. And think of this like a content calendar of sorts. So how this works is you can just hit the plus button. You can add whatever video idea that you have. And then from there, let me go down here to that video idea. You can click on the little edit button. You can come in here. You can see the videos that are coming. You can edit that. You can say what part of the stage you're on for that video, say what type of content it is. You can set a publish date for that particular video, add whatever notes you want, and you can also add links as well. And when you are looking in here, let's see, I think I have one in here with links in it already. Yeah, you can see the link right here. So if we click on this, it'll take me right to the doc for that particular video. But it has the different views on here based on your preference and how you want to look at it. And you can also select the stage of the video from right here. So you don't have to go into that panel that I just showed you. You can just change it like, okay, now I'm in the scripting side, and you can set it that way just to keep track of your content there at a glance as you are publishing things. In addition to that, I also added the option here to where you can turn widgets on and off. It doesn't do everything, but it does some of the core widgets in here. And you can also sort the widgets that are over in the left-hand panel. So still working on all of that stuff. And then and if you're an Opus Clip user, I added an Opus Clip mode. And as a part of Opus Clip mode, let me open up a video here really quick. We'll just go to this one. Definitely don't want to do that. But basically part of Opus Clip mode is that
You can't see it on here.
Right over here in the sidebar of YouTube where you have the channel stats, you can see the thumbnail of the video, you can get the tags, all of that. You also have a button here if you're an Opus Clip user, and this is the thing, Chantel, that I was saying that you're going to like. So basically, if you are on YouTube and you're logged into your Opus Clip account, you can click on this, and then it takes you right over to your Opus Clip account, and then it drops that link in there and gets it all, like ready for you, so you can just fill out the information, things like that. So if you are trying to clip a bunch of videos, you can get all that stuff, clipped up and just ready to rock and roll there as well. And of course, you can turn this on and off in the settings, so it's not always there. But this is a great way to do that efficiently. And one more thing here is with this button right here for analyzing content. If you go to a videos page on YouTube, it works on the home page too. But this button used to be down here, and it was kind of getting in the way and kind of distorting the page. So I put it right up here next to this now. So if you click on that, then what this does is this analyzes the YouTube channel, just gives you some information on their publishing, and this helps you be able to see outliers at a glance. So you can see how these have popped out over the other ones, and you can see all that stuff at a glance, see their most popular videos over the last 90 days, see their upload cadence, which is really eye-opening when you start looking at like thriving YouTube channels, what this looks like when it comes to the upload cadence. But all of this is going to be available in the next update, which is going to be submitted tomorrow, but it should be completely available for you within, I don't know, probably by mid next week. So I just wanted to share that with you as well. And if you don't have that already and you thought that looked pretty cool, you can find that if you go to creatordashboard.com. That takes you directly to the website, and then they got you covered there.
I have it on the screen.
All right. So now, with all that stuff out of the way, ready to get in some YouTube questions, D?
I do, but I just saw a funny comment in the chat. Even Rabbit says, Tuber School sounds like an Italian training center for spaghetti salesmen. We're teaching.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, we're teaching people how to make spaghetti.
Yeah, we're teaching how to do that. Listen, we're gonna teach you.
We were gonna go with noodle school, but it was already taken. So
we don't want any problems with that.
We don't want like trademark issues.
That's right. So you're gonna learn how to get your first 1,000 subscribers, how to do all the production stuff, set up your camera, all the tips and tricks, camera confidence, live streaming, how to get monetized, how to make money, how to do brand deals, and how to make
5,000 subscribers, 10,000 subscribers.
How to make homemade spaghetti.
Yep.
Like nobody else.
Yep.
And this is
most of it's about the spaghetti, though.
And this is the thing that nobody's talking about on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Nobody's teaching you the final step, right?
Yep.
People like to teach you like, here's steps 1 through 9. Mm-hmm. They never tell you step 10.
Spaghetti.
Yep. And that's what we're going to teach you. Yep.
Spaghetti.
That's right.
It's all about the spaghetti.
Yep. Dr. Vibes says
even rabbits love spaghetti, so that's perfect.
There you go.
Yep,
Dr. Vibes says I just tried to sign up and it's not working.
Interesting. For what?
She just tried to sign up
for Tuber School
email. Yeah.
Oh, great.
It was there.
So when I was putting the stuff in there, I might have broke something. All right. Well, we're going to try that again next week then. That's fantastic.
There we go.
So yeah. So much for that.
Yep.
All right. So with all of that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump into the YouTube questions here. And I would get that sorted right now, but I don't know if I have the if I can multitask at that level.
That's all right.
So here we go. So the first question that we have on the list here, Daniel Batal in the house. What's going on? Hope you are doing amazing. I hope you're recovering quickly because Daniel had his knee surgery.
Yep.
So yes, hope you're recovering quickly. So Gross Brother Parodies is the first question that we have on our list today. And by the way, if you are just joining us, we're answering YouTube questions. I got a form down in the description, completely free for you to put your information down there. Just go and fill out that form, and then we answer them in the order that they come in here on the stream today. So here, this person uploads when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more, they do song parody content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is it okay to like and or comment on videos from a secondary YouTube channel also run by me, or does that go against YouTube's fake engagement policies? Could that lead to channel termination? So one thing I wouldn't do is I wouldn't go and like and, do all that stuff to every single video. But, like if you're watching a video, you're like, hey, that was pretty good of my videos, and you hit it, like that time, it's not going to be a big deal. The thing when it comes to their fake engagement is they don't want people like running bots. They don't want you setting up a bunch of different accounts and trying to do that. But like if you're, if you hit it like one time, it's not going to be a big deal. Like with that, like I wouldn't even worry about doing that because it's not going to make a difference. Like some people will do that sort of thing because of the psychology of nobody wants to be the first. So then they'll go over there and maybe they'll leave a comment from a different channel, something like that. And, for that one, you can do that if you want to, but I personally wouldn't. I would just let viewers, take care of that for you. Next up, we've got Life with Ricky. Life with Ricky does 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 1 month. They do sketch comedy content. The goal is to have fun. And the question is, does deleting negative comments impact your reach for the next video with the YouTube algorithm? No. So when it comes to deleting comments, all that is just a moderation thing. So that's not going to negatively impact your video performance. It might make some people upset that won't click on your next video, but it's not going to, negatively impact the video performance. If you make a good video, then it's a good video, and you'll get some viewers on that video. Hey, so Shauna makes it says they signed up and it worked. Oh. So yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay,
there.
Thank you.
Okay, so thanks for the feedback there.
Yep.
Appreciate it. So let's see here. So next up on the list, we've got Journey Dude. Journey Dude does daily content, but on YouTube for a year or more, does travel and history content. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, why am I failing on long-form content? Well, you know what? We're going to take a look. We're going to take a look and see what you got going on over here. Uh-oh. Oh, that's weird. My internet's like not working. Hold on. Oh no, it's just the person put a slash instead of a dot. Okay. Journey Dude, you got me. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what you got. Okay, so you are. We'll just pull it up here. Make sure everything's family friendly and all that stuff. Okay. Share screen, and then we are going to go here. Boom. Okay, let's see what you got, Journey Dude. So first, let me get this sized up right. Okay, so if we go to your videos, first I'm just trying to understand what you do here. Prints, pens, and novel. Okay, so right out of the gate, I'm just not clear on what it is that you're offering, so give me 1 second here. YouTuber based in the heart of Scotland with a love of travel, history, and storytelling. I'm taking you on a journey through the breathtaking landscapes and hidden gems of Scotland. Okay. Yeah, I would focus your messaging on this part of it. Because right now you don't have any like real messaging with your channel. So I would just let people know, I kind of put this part front and center about taking people on a journey through Scotland and beyond. But when it comes to the content itself, from rough ports of hidden gem, maritime history, Bird's dirtiest secret, and the Norlock. Really, I think your titles, I think your title, at least on this one's okay. Scottish Castle hides dark secrets. I think that's good. The harbor that outlived a king. I think that's good. One thing that I would do is I would put the objects front and center. So I would be using YouTube's A/B testing feature, which you might be doing right now, but I would be using that just so you can make sure that you are focusing, so that you're testing the imagery here, because right now there's a stronger focus like on this particular thumbnail. I'll just compare you against you so you can see what I mean. So right here, this thumbnail, like the focus is more on you guys. I would actually focus the imagery more on these things just as a test. Same thing with this one. The focus is more on you. So I would definitely just experiment with YouTube's A/B testing feature to see if a focus that's stronger on the imagery of the objects themselves that match what it is that you're talking about, would help make that connection. In addition to that, I wouldn't have the days on here, the Medieval Legends Day 17, New Harbor Day 16. I would completely remove those also, because those create kind of a barrier to entry with your content. Like if you had tons and tons of people interacting with this and they were following along the story, things like that, then it would be a little bit different. But right now, with what it is that you're offering, and because it's not consistent, like, this day, then this day, then this day, they're separated by weeks. I would not put these day things on here. And the reason for that is because it almost creates this feeling like you need to catch up to watch this content. So I would definitely, experiment there also with your thumbnails and see if that makes a difference. And then you have the obvious thing, right, which is the actual video content itself. So from the outside, for the most part, I think a lot of this is okay. But I would just run those experiments with the imagery, try to, even on this one, right? you have like, the Norlock. So whatever the Norlock is, just make sure that it's being focused on, which it might be in this particular one. I don't know if that's like the name of the castle or whatever. But I would just try to focus on that imagery as tests and just see if it makes a difference or not. I would also be doing a lot of testing on like using text, not using text as well, to see if you can get more people clicking on it. But the elephant in the room is, because I think your packaging's okay, is what happens when somebody actually gets into the video, right? So with this, you don't have a lot of information here yet in terms of, telling YouTube what's up with the actual, or in terms of YouTube telling you, how people are responding to this, with large numbers. But there are some just kind of structural things that I would do. I understand that you're trying to do this for income, but I would still prioritize the thing that's going to give YouTube and the viewers context up here in this top paragraph instead of these things. This is another one to where, if you have a high response content, a lot of people responding to this with like all the videos you publish just because they know it's yours, things like that, they can kind of kickstart this. But right now, I would be optimizing everything around the viewer in YouTube and not you in terms of trying to get people into your stuff. Have that in your description, but I would focus on, the thing that would actually, matter here to the viewer. And as a part of this too, even though it's not like super heavily weighted, this is something that YouTube also takes into context when it comes to understanding your video. So because of that, I would also get that, up here to the very top so that it reads all of that information first, versus having these offsite links is, one of the first things that it reads. So yeah, some quick feedback for you there, just some first impression stuff, and we'll get on to the next question. Let's see here. Just kind of scrolling down the page here, seeing what's going on. Okay. So next up on the list, we got Journey Dude taken care of. And just a reminder, if you are just joining the stream, I have a form down in the description where you can put your questions, and we will get to them answered on the stream today. So if you have a question, you're hanging out in the chat right now, the chat isn't the place to ask the question. I mean, you can if you want, but the questions are being pulled from the chat, unless it's like, like a really unique question. Then in that case, we might, might let you do it, or we might, grab it there. But next, we've got Travel with Nicholas. Travel with Nicholas. They upload 1 time per week or more, been on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do travel content. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And they say, I want to know how to create better titles and thumbnails and get a better audience. So the very first thing, and I'm going to pull up your channel too, but the very first thing is when it comes to creating titles and thumbnails, the whole thing is just being crystal clear in your understanding of what it is that you believe that your audience wants from you. You're getting views on your videos, which is, great. It looks like you're talking about, some trending things, which is also fantastic. See here, Americans returning home in 2025 are in complete disbelief. Okay, so right here, I think your titles are okay here. Americans in the UK can't comprehend British culture. American reacts, with the flag in here. I think that's okay. I think your titles are actually okay. One thing that you might want to, actually, you're doing this too. Yeah, I think your thumbnails are mostly okay too. One thing that I would be experimenting with though, just for some food for thought here. One thing that I would experiment with though is here. I would definitely experiment with, it looks like you're putting 2 people in a lot of these. I would experiment with okay, let me see if people respond better to having, the people in the thumbnail, or if people respond better to like a situation happening in the background. And if you have any, screenshots of those situations happening versus people just talking about those situations, then that might just be a way to capture somebody's attention there. Oh, that's not your channel. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second here. Oh, sorry. I did the wrong one there. Okay, let's do this one. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, thumbnails are good, titles are good. Not sure what the issue is here. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this one's you. We got you. Nicholas, we got you. Okay, so the very first thing, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a comparison with that other channel, is With that other channel, you saw how they were, leveraging the imagery of the places, right? So like here you have it kind of hinting back here in terms of the flag. Here you have Norwegians think this is weird. I think that's, okay. I want to see something really quick just while we're here.
Living in Norway for the past 3 months.
Okay, so just one thing I just want to bring to your attention here, and this may or may not matter when it comes to your content, but these types of things can make a difference, so I'm just going to share it with you just in case, just for something for you to experiment with. If you look at these videos and you see how here he's like, up next to the camera, so it's more of like an intimate conversation, with him sharing his thing. He's kind of cropped here, and it's just like, hey, me talking to you, kind of reacting to these things. And then we go to yours. And it's like focused on like him in terms of, like all the lighting and everything, like he really stands out here versus you kind of like leaned back, quite a bit there. I would definitely experiment there also with, being in frame and, being intentional about where you're positioned, in the video, being in the center or being off to like one of the thirds, kind of like he is. I would definitely experiment with that in terms of the, content itself. Outside of that, though, when it comes to here, will I ever move back? Then you got the flag. I left America for Norway, and I'm not moving back. Okay, so one thing just to keep in mind is when it comes to situations like this, you've answered this question. So here, will I ever move back? And then you have America. And then here in the title, you have I left America for Norway, and I'm not moving back. No, the person that might be interested in this or curious about this from the will I ever move back, you already answered that question here and they don't have to watch this video, right? I left America for Norway, and these are, so will I ever move back? I left America for Norway, and these are the differences. Or I left America and Norway, this is how it's different. Or, something like that might be a better framing there because you're answering that question immediately, which makes it where people don't really have to click on it. People did. You got, 3,000 views on it. But I would definitely, just kind of workshop those types of things. I moved to Norway and their healthcare shocked me. Free healthcare. Similar here, right? Because here you're creating this curiosity gap in terms of like, okay, I wonder what happened here, that shocked you about this. And then you're pointing to the free healthcare. So this is another one where like technically you don't have to watch the video to get what you need. So you're doing the right thing in terms of, creating these type of, curiosity, scenarios. But when it comes to the other side of your packaging, you're answering those questions for people before they need to click on some of these. Other things is if you did move, from America to Norway, I moved to Norway and their healthcare shocked me. I moved to Norway from America. If you're trying to reach, an American audience, might also be a way to better connect with them as well. Because like I moved to Norway. Okay, so what? Versus I moved to Norway from wherever it is that you move from, then that might become interesting to that, to a group of, a decent amount of people that are in that location that you moved from so that they can see the difference between the experience that you're having now and the experiences that they might be having. So that type of clarity can also be beneficial when it comes to your titles.
You could even test something like holding up a piece of paper that you graphic it, you turn into a graphic that looks like a bill, but you kind of digitize it out, blur it out.
Yeah.
Right, put some pixels over it. This is, bill, Norway health bill, and you can be shocked, but they can't see what the outcome is. And at the end, it's free.
Like ambulance ride,
right?
Whatever the thing is,
but
and then whatever the thing
number
is, and then total, and then blur the number out.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things you could test with this.
Yeah. But yeah, those types of things are definitely, things that I would do. And the whole idea with that, and you did it here, but the whole idea with that is you're also trying to, make people curious about like, okay, well, if they move there from America, then in that case, how is this different specifically from America, right? So yeah, I would work on that kind of stuff, on the clarity side and on the Norway versus USA, what I never expected about life in Norway. Yeah, I think that you're on your way there in terms of, your understanding of how to put all this stuff together, because I think that you're doing a lot of the things. But I think that you definitely need to not answer the questions in your packaging that you're asking in your packaging, and try to just add more clarity and just think about, okay, so I moved to Norway. Who would care about that? Okay, so probably nobody unless they already watch my channel. So how can I make it to where certain people will care about this? I moved to Norway from blank. right? And then that just kind of adds those extra, impacts to it.
Yeah, and even over here, what I wish I'd known before moving to Norway. Like if you had, I don't know what's going on in that picture, but if you put a picture there that I knew, let's just say it was a toilet.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of a toilet. I wish I knew the thing. I'm like,
100%.
whoa, what's going on different with Norway's toilets?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like some sort of an item there where I'm going to recognize that. Right?
Yep.
I don't know if you know this, but a lot of places in Europe, they have so in the toilets, they've got like a little shelf that catches your droppings. And they do that so you can kind of inspect it to make sure it's healthy.
Yep.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, didn't.
Yeah. So a lot of Western toilets, they just go straight down the hole. But a lot of European toilets, depending on where you're at, will have like a little pocket that catches it. So it's like you can inspect it.
Interesting.
First. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Things you learn. Learn something new every day.
Yep. Bet you didn't know that.
Yep, I didn't.
That time I went to Norway and learned that.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know if they do that in Norway or not, but some places in Europe they do.
The guard lives in Norway.
Yeah.
Yep.
The guard. You can probably answer that question too.
Yeah, you probably can.
Tell me about your poop pocket.
Yep.
That's what I call it.
So next up, we got ESL Speaking Corner. ESL Speaking Corner, they upload one time per week or more. They do educational content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, for monetization, it's a rolling 365 window. So is it a good strategy to go hard and fast for the first 90 days? And how can I see what my current watch time is that's being counted, not the total of all watch time hours? So inside of your YouTube analytics, you can set a date range. So you can set to all time, or you can set to 365 days. And then you're going to see the watch time that you have during that period of time. The default setting when you go into your analytics is 28 days. But you can make that adjustment to 365 days in the date range settings. So you have that option in there. And in terms of going hard and fast in the first 90 days, so if you are trying to get monetized on your channel, and you said here that you started 3 years ago, and you just started again to get serious about it. So what I would do is going hard on YouTube means that you're putting a lot of time and effort. You're publishing a lot, and that can be good when you're first getting started, especially if you've already had experience making content. That can be helpful because it just kind of builds that habit in to where you're thinking about it all the time. You're making content all the time. You're always working on your video ideas and things like that. So it can be advantageous, but you want to be careful and just make sure that you're not doing it at a pace that you're going to burn out, so that you can continue to do the thing, right? Because I don't know why you stopped before, but if it was burnout related, then going hard for that 90 days might not be the answer. But going hard and fast in the 90 days, if you have the experience, if you can handle it, things like that, then it's going to, just get you in motion and get that habit built up over that 90-day period, which can be advantageous. But when it comes to that, there's a whole other side of going hard for that 90 days. One side is publishing the content. The other side is paying attention to what's going on. Like, how are people responding to what it is that I'm doing? I saw on Reddit, you're going to love this, D. Mm-hmm. So this guy claims to have recorded 300 videos. And now he's ready to start publishing videos.
Wait, what?
And he's got 300 videos ready to go. They're in the can. He's going to schedule them all out and just start publishing videos on his YouTube channel. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my God, what a mistake that was.
He recorded.
And he's never had a YouTube channel before.
300 videos.
So he says.
He has zero experience. And he's like, I just recorded 300 videos. I'm going to upload them all to YouTube and schedule them.
Yep. Yeah, so he can get them all scheduled and basically get his queue out there. Yep. Yeah, so some other comments too was the first thing that I thought when I saw that. We're like, why did you do that? Like you could start publishing those videos, people could hate them, and then now you've got all these videos made that you spent all this time on that that people might not even like. So
I
you won't be able to modify them.
I wonder which Facebook group or Reddit group somebody gave him that advice.
Right. Yeah.
Someone told him to do that.
Right.
Someone gave that guy the advice to do that.
Right.
And I would love to know who that is.
Yep.
So we can publicly shame them on this stream.
Right.
We could have an entire segment every Saturday dedicated to the person that told him how to do that.
Right. Yeah. Ryan here says 10 would be enough for that experiment. 100%. Absolutely, it would. Yeah, that's a good, okay, let me get the queue build up there for that first 10, so I can just kind of practice the thing and all that stuff. Yeah, that's a great thing. Roger Wakefield in the house. What is up, my man? Hope you are doing fantastic. Nice to see you in here. Hope that you are doing amazing, as always, of course. So next up on the list here, we've got, so we did that one on the watch hours. So next up here, we got Playing the Mom Game. What's going on? Hope you are great. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. Does clothing and product review content. Goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, I typically post on Saturdays. And the video I posted last Saturday is doing really well. It has 62,000 views and is still bringing in a lot of views. I have a video ready to post for today that I don't think will do as well. And I'm wondering if I should hold off on posting it until the other one starts to lose momentum, or if I should just go ahead and post it to stay consistent. So when it comes to taking breaks, like, it's fine if you did want to let that video breathe a little bit, but it's also important to make sure that you're thinking about your content in the long term as well. So when you publish that next video, what's going to happen is that YouTube is still going to be showing that other video to people, but it will prioritize that new video initially. However, once both of them get into the, get into the system, so to speak, then they're still going to, kind of stand on their own, merit, so to speak. So the one isn't necessarily going to absorb the traffic, forever on that one, but it might take an initial hit. However, when it comes to YouTube now, like, some of the strategies people are doing now are pretty incredible in terms of publishing like multiple videos at one time, just to kind of kickstart things. I know Roberto's working on a program with some creators right now where they are publishing, they're doing like this flood of shorts and things like that. So it's really interesting in terms of the approach that's being taken right now in terms of publishing content. And some of the channels, because I've been doing a lot of research lately since I made this creator dashboard, because it shows without me having to dig in and like pay attention to like people's publishing schedules and stuff. I can see all that stuff at a glance. So I've been spending a lot of time on like the really thriving channels and going in and looking to see like how much people are uploading. And like, like some people are just absolutely, publishing their brains out, so to speak, when it comes to content. So, I know you're not publishing, that aggressively, but, there's also an advantage to staying consistent as well. But if you're like, hey, let me give this a couple days and then I'm going to publish, you can do that. But that consistency is also, it's also advantageous. So tough call on that one. Just be mindful though, that initially when you publish that, that video that's rocking right now might take a little bit of a hit, because that new one is going to be like, hey, here's something fresh. Let's see how people, respond to this one. So you might have to, you might be in that situation for a little bit after that video is published. Next up, Beanie Draws. What's up, Beanie? Hope you're doing awesome.
Hey,
uploads when he has time. He does drawing dinos. And the question is, for the last few years, I've been meaning to put out a video for Halloween. The first year, I forgot I made it. And the other times was procrastination and maybe laziness. I don't want to just sit on the video and have it wait forever or never release it at all. So what would you suggest people do if they have a video that's holiday/trend themed, but it's already too late to release it, but they don't want to shelve the bin for the video completely? I was thinking about titling the video loosely Halloween-ish without directly saying Halloween and focusing on evergreen element of horror and spooky. I think going the horror and spooky route might be the thing there. The reason for that, Halloween's over. There are people, just like there are people that love like Forever Christmas. They keep their house decorated for Christmas all the time because they just love it. There's people like that for Halloween too. I found that out on Reddit actually. Yeah. And those people might enjoy it, but to make the video feel relevant now, leaning more towards like the horror and spooky is definitely something that I would try there, versus going after Halloween, which might make it seem like, oh, okay, well, that's already over. I'm not going to watch that because that moment is past, type of thing. And Roberto just mentioning something about his thing that he's doing right now. He says, my clients who do daily publishing aren't seeing old videos take a hit. They are seeing the opposite, both long form and short form, and even live streams. Okay. There's some feedback for you as well, playing the mom game. So next up, we've got Steve's Wildlife. Steve's Wildlife does daily content, but on YouTube for a year or more, does wildlife content. The goal is to have fun. And the question is it better to stick with one format of video or do them all? Live, long form, shorts, 360, etc. So 360, I think, is a stretch, right? Because, that's going to be dependent on what it is that you're offering. And when it comes to 360 video, like there's like a subset of viewers that even are able to take advantage of that. I mean, yeah, you can look around on your phone and stuff, which is not the same, right? So with that particular one, I would really be mindful about the reason that you're doing that one. But when it comes to live streams, long form, shorts, for all of those podcasts as well, The answer to this question is not going to be what you want me to say, but it is to think about what you ultimately are trying to do on YouTube, the value that you're trying to provide, the goals you're trying to accomplish, not just view and subscriber goals, but like what are you actually trying to do with your YouTube channel? And then think about how each format plays into that. So with me, I publish my long form content because that is, the thing. And then I do the short form content occasionally. I just started doing that again yesterday. So do the short form content just because I know that I have viewers over in shorts that can enjoy those, quick bites of content. But I also know that that's a good way to get in front of people that haven't seen me before. In fact, I have a whole other YouTube channel where I publish shorts daily that we make an Opus clip, and I publish those over there.
Getting in front of new
for
people.
That. Yeah, just to get in front of people. Yeah. And so people see my face. So if they see my face on a thumbnail, for long form, that maybe they'll click on that because they got a good tip somewhere else. And then when it comes to live streams, on my side, this is just a community thing that I do. And everything that I do when it comes to my live streams is community focused. So here, I do it to answer YouTube questions because sometimes people need answers to things like this right here, your question, where, maybe making a video about it might not be, the best answer. So this allows me to be able to add this value here. When we do the channel review streams, it allows us to add that value there. When we do the monetization streams, it allows us to add that value there. And I'm going to, in the near future, occasionally do an AI stream as well, showing you how to use AI to build like websites for your channels and things like that, so that you can, just kind of fill in the blanks and some of the stuff that you might not be doing, as a way to, just make things look cool and to, just kind of level things up just a little bit. So I'm going to be showing you how to do some of that stuff as well. But all of the live streams, the purpose of that is like community, interaction and just, being able to deliver a different type of value to people that interact with my content. So yeah, so everything has its purpose. So figure out your purpose, your goal for what it is that you're trying to do, and then make the content that fits into that. There's other things too. Some people hate making videos, but they love live streaming. Some people hate making long form, but they hate shorts. Or some people hate making long form, but they love shorts. Some people hate making shorts, but they love making long form. So it also comes down to what it is that you like to make as well. Because, as a content creator, you're going to be doing this for a while if you haven't been already. And because of that, you want to make sure you're doing stuff that you enjoy, or else you won't do it for long.
Yep.
Let's see here. So
it's hard enough to do it, but to have to continually do something that you don't really want to do makes it even harder.
Right.
Right. You're pushing that boulder uphill.
Yep. Yeah. And Roger here also, he mentions multiple touches a day pops off. Yeah. Like
pays off.
Yeah. Oh, you say pays off or pops off?
Yeah. He's not a
pays off. Yeah,
he's not a gangster. I mean, maybe he's a gangster, Roger. I'm sorry.
He's in Texas. He's an old school cowboy gangster.
He's a cowboy gangster.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want things to pop off.
Hope you're doing great, man. Says it's also important to identify what you want to say, who it's for, and which format is the best to speak to both. Absolutely. Hey, Ed, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. So next up on the list here, we've got Legit Pop. That's funny. Legit Pop. They upload when they have time. It's a gaming channel. The goal is to connect with others who like what they like, and they say they need title and thumbnail advice. So let's see what you got going on here. Let me make sure I'm selecting the right channel this time.
Hold up.
Get this rocking and rolling here.
Let's go. What's the name of the channel?
It is Legit Pop Off.
Legit Pop Off. Hey, Brad. Brad says, live streaming is so fun until you have technical issues. Yeah.
100%. Okay, so next up on the list here, we got Legit Pop. So some feedback on thumbnails and titles. So we've got Days, which is the logo of the game, I'm guessing. And you're focusing on the imagery of the game, I think, which is good. This one's a little bit like loose in terms of the imagery of the game. So what you're doing here in this situation is you are focusing more on the character itself. Hold on, I gotta turn my other tool on here so I can, give me 1 second. Okay. My little eye is covered, so yeah, so I can't. So I got to turn this other one off.
What game are they playing?
There we go.
What is that?
I guess it's called Days. I'm not sure. Yeah, I make story-driven days content. DayZ is what it looks like. Okay, so what you're doing here, right, with this character, this helps people identify this game if, you know, like if this is a character from that game. So you're doing two things here. The Days Underground helps them, and this character right here helps them. So if you're somebody that's interested in this game, then as long as both of these things are relevant to the game, then these are going to help the people that you're trying to reach identify that this is something that they care about. So that's a win. When it comes to one like this, it's different. Because here you got the logo in there, which helps, but you also want to make sure that you're leveraging the imagery. So a really good thing to do when it comes to gaming content is to lean into the characters themselves. Because when you lean into the characters, they're, you know, like all these games, they just have instantly recognizable characters. And by leaning into that character, it just helps it stand out. Because one thing to think about is when it comes to thumbnails like this, is if you watch gaming content, and if you do, you can go look at your homepage right now, and you know you're going to see, you know, a bunch of different game, you know, content on your homepage, and because of that, you're probably going to be next to a bunch of things that look like this. So when you have like the characters, then that's like, oh, it's about this. I'm into this game right now, so I'm going to go watch that one. Right? That's the whole idea. So yeah, so I would definitely make sure that you're doing that, and then here, just because you wanted the feedback on them. This is one where you also want to lean on the focus of the character, right? Because here you have the logo, so you're in the right direction, right? You're doing the right thing here. But this is another one to where I would emphasize the character more, as long as this is a known character. And as you're doing that, what I mean is, you know what? I'm actually going to take this down real quick, and we're going to do something a little bit different here.
Oh, are you winging it?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this into Photoshop real quick.
Oh.
Yep. And I'm just gonna, you know, just quickly show them the difference.
You're going to rebuild it. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's go.
I'll do it quickly here.
No. Take your time. I insist.
Yeah. So give me a second here to get this all set up, and we're going to do this on the fly. So we're going to see how it goes here. Okay.
Do you have Photoshop pulled up?
Yes, I do.
Do you need me to add it, or do you have it?
I will add it here.
Okay.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure how detailed we're going to be able to get with this. Let me go full screen here.
Yeah, I can take you off the screen.
Yeah, let's go full screen.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Okay, good. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to see if Photoshop will select the subject. It did. Perfect. Okay, so just small little details like this, right? When it comes to recognizing the character, even if you have them in the middle, right, is we are just going to put this on the character itself. And then we are going to put just a small, you know, I'm going to sample out this logo.
Look at his eyes. He's like, I'm the captain now.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at me. Mm-hmm. I'm the captain now.
So we, like with this, I would need to actually like mess with this. I don't know. We might be able to pull it out. No, it's too messy there, so it's not doing it. But we do have the logo. So just like little things, right? So I'm just going to kind of blur. No, that's too much. Oops.
Do you want me to come over there and do that?
No, got it.
Okay.
We're going to pull this back just a little bit. Right? So we're trying to make this guy stand out a little bit more. And other things that I would do really is this whole image over on this side, because it's pulling the attention away from this guy. I might even like try to dumb that down a little bit. I might completely remove that. Like if I was making this, there's just so much going on back here. So for example, I would go into this. I'm not sure how this is going to work with the generative fill, but we're going to try it real quick. And
yeah, generative fill is like hit and miss.
Yeah.
When it's good though, it's really good.
Yep. So we're going to see how it does with like taking this away because it's distracting. Like what we're trying to do right now is we are trying to minimize all the weird stuff in the background and focus this more on things that are clearly visible for the viewer. Okay, that turned out good.
Yeah, a little better.
Yeah. Okay, so basically taking it into that. And then here, I mean, I'm even going to take this little tent out right here.
There you go. Get rid of that homeless person over there.
Yep.
We don't want we don't want any homeless people in our picture.
Mm-hmm.
Little.
I'm going to take this too because it's
little apocalypse survivors living in tents.
I know, right?
In the dumps.
Oops.
Get rid of them.
Oh, did it now?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
The joys of Photoshop.
Yeah, I scrolled. Well, I'm just in the wrong
yep.
screen there.
That's what you get for trying to get rid of a homeless apocalypse.
I know, right? That was karma coming through. Is what that was. Yeah. So the idea with this is what I'm doing is I'm in here and I'm trying to think of like how I can minimize the distractions so that when somebody's eye hits this, that the first thing they see is going to be this character without any shadow of a doubt. So even with this,
would you judge now?
I know, right? Yeah, so even like with this, I'm not going to do it right now because people are in the stream.
Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah,
yeah, but basically, I would do something with this car too to try to minimize it. Maybe the answer to that would be to actually build that background back out. So, for example, take it like this, and I'm not going to do this.
Opacity down, or maybe change some of the background in the.
Yeah, like basically taking it small like that. Taking out this logo and then doing a generative fill on the rest of this area. So there's the sky, like little things like that are things that you can do.
I would probably burn around the edges to kind of add like a vignette a little bit. So, so your eye focuses on the dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we're adjusting him a little bit. So he kind of pops out.
Turn it into a happy tree. Listen, let me talk about this for a second. While he's figuring out how to use...
I completely undid those changes that I made.
While he's trying to figure out how to use Photoshop for the first time, can I just tell you how not happy I am with Sora, the AI video generation tool that is tarnishing the legacy of people like Mr. Rogers and Bob Ross?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that just really bothers me. And their policy is, well, if you don't want us to use your likeness, you need to contact us and let us know. Mm-hmm. And people like Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers, they just have such a wholesome, they've left such a wholesome legacy, and now they're just doing terrible things.
Now they're screwing it up.
Yeah, they're doing terrible things. I just think that's awful.
So this is a bad example from this thing up here at the top. I'm just seeing if I can, yeah, because the dim there...
I wouldn't have dimmed it that much, but you could maybe change the hue on it even and like make it like a different color background.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get that out, but it's just too messy to do it. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so you'd have the logo on there and, just have him come out and, I would mess with this a little bit. But the thing that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it to where there's just more focus on the guy. And we're doing this just like here in real time, like super quick. But, like the difference there. So we're removing all the stuff that doesn't matter over here. And then we're focusing on him. And then I'd do the same thing with the Jeep. I would do something there. And then I might even emphasize the logo even more. So just for fun, and this might not be the answer, but, something, like that with the words out or, something along those lines. But basically I would just try to make sure that they saw this. And that it was, easy for them and that they had a character of some kind. That's what I'd be going after. You could also do stuff like that. If you remove the guy in the background and then you had this whole panel over here, that's, that's the logo.
You could have also just used an entirely different background.
Yeah, totally.
You could just grab you could go to Pexels or something,
100%.
just get a totally different background, throw it in and not have to deal with any of that.
Or just take a different screenshot of the game. Yeah. Something that's also, like iconic for the game.
Yeah.
That type of thing. But the idea though is to, make sure that you're focusing the viewer on the right thing when it comes to your thumbnails, because when
I'm gonna put you back there.
Yeah, when you don't, it makes it difficult for people that you are trying to reach with your content. It makes it difficult for them to be able to identify at a glance that your content is for them, right? And the whole thing that we're trying to do when it comes to thumbnails is we're trying to make it to where, okay, if somebody, is interacting with our stuff or they get presented our content, then how do we make it as easy as possible for them to, identify it? Because, YouTube's cutthroat in terms of the competition. Like you are going against, like if your viewers watch Mr. Beast and Ryan Trahan and people like that, you're going against some of the best YouTubers on the planet. And because of that, and if they watch other content in your niche, you're going against, other content in your niche too and other niches. But the idea is that in a sea of content or a feed of content, you have to be able to capture the person's attention around what it is that they care about, right? So just make sure that you're focusing really hard on answering the question of, what about this thumbnail is going to help the people I care about or that I'm trying to reach identify that this is about something they care about? And is there anything that I'm adding to this thumbnail or that's in the thumbnail that might be distracting them from that thing that I'm trying to bring their attention to? Let's see here. And as a quick heads up too, in the creator dashboard extension, for those of you that are using this, you already know this, but for everybody else, as a part of this, another thing that I'm doing in here is I'm adding, just to show you this really quick, is I'm also adding for things like this. Like you see this color theory for noobs thing in here. So this side panel over here is like creator news and education. So what I'm doing here is I'm adding just like some little, things, and like that DIY lighting thing that I was talking about last week, that video, I put that in here, but just kind of dripping some educational stuff in here for you too, just to help you be able to, better know these things that we're talking about right now. Okay. So next up, did we do the lucky? Let's hear.
You had a super chat, I think, and
a members message here says, did you or D solve your U.S. number issue since Skype shut their doors?
Nope.
Yeah, so halfway. So I found a different service for that. And with that service, it also allows me to direct phone numbers to that service. It's open phone,
but it's limited.
It is a service, so it doesn't work for banks,
right?
But it works for everything else. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Banks are kind of important.
Oh yeah, very important. Yeah,
banks are kind of a little bit important.
Yep. That's funny. Daniel says, "Wait for noobs. I'm calling my attorney." That's great. Okay, so the Lucky is the next channel here. They upload one time per week or more, and they say how to get more clicks and retention, some advice on my packaging and pacing. So I can't do the pacing because with the pacing, we need to watch the videos, and we don't watch the videos on the stream. So because of that, we don't do that. However, let me take a quick gander of what it is that you're doing. Hidden Gems mobile games. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Boom. Any feedback on this, D?
Let me pull it full size.
No, let me change the different things so it doesn't have the chat on there. I clicked the wrong thing.
Yep. I gotta enlarge it.
Screen, Chrome tab. Yeah, this will help it be bigger right here.
Got it.
Yep. So basically feedback on their packaging.
What is your channel about here?
Oops. I just did the wrong.
They're the Demon Hunter
here. Okay, so the channel is Hidden Gems Mobile Games.
Hidden Gems mobile games. What are we doing here?
Okay, packaging.
Packaging 10 new gems. Horror gems. Okay, I just want to say I'm not your target audience, but just at a glance, and maybe you're trying to let people know it's on Google and the App Store by putting that in the thumbnail, but I think it kind of takes away from things. I would test that with or without. 10 new gems, horror gems, Halloween gems.
So one thing that's standing out to me.
Yeah, I'm not a target audience, and I'm not a gamer, so I'm not the right person to ask for this.
So one thing that's standing out to me is if you remove, that's funny, I just closed that.
I don't even know what gems are.
I'm just going to leave it open. Hold on. Let me go in, turn this extension on, turn this one off.
The best cozy
refresh. Okay. So this one right here, okay? So with this particular thumbnail,
what are gems?
Hidden gems, I think. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Horror gems, gems, because here they're hidden gems, mobile games. Okay. So I think they're trying to make this like a brand play there, maybe. But basically, the thing that I was getting ready to say is that when you are, let me open this up and take your titles away.
Take your titles away.
So when you're making thumbnails, you know that you're trying to reach gamers with your thumbnails, people that might be interested in these games. And what's important to think about is how you are communicating in your thumbnails. Imagine you don't have titles. And how are you communicating in your thumbnails to the viewers that you're trying to reach? So right now you're doing the smart thing, which is you're leveraging imagery from a game. But if it's a new game and people don't know about it yet, this isn't going to help you. So it does show that this has something to do with a game or a cartoon or something like that. But 10 new gems doesn't add any information to the viewer that would help this stand out to them. So because of that, instead of 10 new gems, I would do 10 new games, horror games, Halloween games, secret games, rare games, 8 indie games, right? So with that, that helps you stay focused towards the viewer versus focused on your, brand of how you're putting these things together. So when it comes to these, like all this stuff, like I love that you're thinking about branding and connecting to, the person that way. But the thing is when it comes to YouTube, you got to look at your thumbnails like it's bait. So once you have, a lot of people interacting with the channel, things like that, then, those types of things can be helpful sometimes for getting regular viewers coming back. But the thing that I would focus on is making it crystal clear here that this has something to do with mobile games specifically, because these are mobile games. So I think you started to do that with this one, where you have the little phone frame around here. So having,
at a glance out, I'm not 100% sure I would catch that.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't at first. I just noticed that here just a second ago. Yeah. So having here, like, mobile horror games. And then instead of having this where it's kind of difficult to see what's going on there, have just like a nice clear maybe half shot of whatever device it is that you're showing here. Have it vertical, just so it's super easy to understand that it's a mobile device, and then have a crystal clear shot of whatever it is that is kind of standing out in that particular game inside of that frame. So you can hop into different like stock sites for images in order to find those frames that you can use when you're putting your thumbnails together. But I would definitely just make it crystal clear at a glance that it is a mobile game, and you can do that through the imagery itself or through the text that you're putting on the thumbnails. Any additional thoughts there, D?
No, I mean, just like I said, I'm not your target audience, but just to kind of show my confusion when you first pulled this up, like I had no idea what was going on. And if you would have just had a little bit more clarity, I think you're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, you're definitely heading in the right direction.
I just think a little bit more clarity then would have put me in a position where I go, oh, you're doing this with games.
Right.
Or it's this particular game or that particular game, instead of me trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
Like I've always said, if I have to sit here, well, it just
if you got to burn energy on it, it's not gonna.
Right.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
But again, I'm not your target audience. But if you come to me and say, hey, what do you think about this? The longer I have to look at your
to figure it out,
packaging to figure it out,
the worse you're doing it.
The worse you're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And I looked at, you showed me 6 thumbnails. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Okay, I think mobile games, but I still couldn't put it together fast enough. So at a glance, and that's all you're getting these days from people.
Yeah.
You're getting a second or two max of their attention. So you get to nail them.
Yeah.
You got to grab their attention. This is what it's about. Pique their curiosity or answer. We don't have to answer the question, but just let them know what it is. What's it about? Why should I click? Why should I watch?
Right. And really quick, Eric Waite says, does the banner give better context for the thumbnails? So it does, but a viewer, like if this shows up on a homepage, they're not showing the banner.
Right.
Right. So because of that, that's why, each individual, package is so important. So another thing too, and I think somebody might have mentioned this in the chat also, but you see how you have these tags down here for the Google Play and the App Store. So I think that. Oh, you mentioned that?
I mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, so I think with this, that if you wanted to express that this was available for Android and iPhone so that you do get that information out there, because that's important to people.
Just the icons.
Yeah, just using the icons themselves will make it less messy and less cluttered.
You don't need the text.
And it'll help you be able to, drive the focus into either the text that you have in there or that phone imagery that we were talking about.
The logo, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, if you just use that logo or icon, I think that would do the trick. It would compact that space, right, and just add that little bit of information so they can focus on the text that you're using and then the imagery that you're using there in the thumbnail.
Yeah, the little triangle, the little apple over in the bottom left-hand side.
Yep.
People identify with that.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me it's an app store if you're putting little Apple logo.
Right. Yeah, especially when the whole thing's framed around a mobile game.
Right. And if they don't understand by that imagery, then they're probably not going to understand your video.
Right. All right, so so work on that. There's some other things too, like for example, the best 10 new mobile games nobody talks about. This is fine, but that you have to check out, or that that you have to play next. Things like that. This is okay, but you can definitely do some A/B testing with that stuff.
Yeah,
too.
but what kind of mobile games? Are they first shooter games, or are they a little bit more?
Yeah, they're new in this case, but yeah,
a little more specificity.
Yeah, and that can also be helpful. What Dee's talking about right there, in terms of like, okay, if I'm talking about new games, let me do like a video about like shooter games. Let me do one about adventure games, things like that. Like these are 10 new adventure games or 5 new adventure games. These are shooter games. So the thing that he just mentioned there, it also helps you dial into their interests more for people interested in those specific types of games, so that they know without a shadow of a doubt, if they click into that, they're likely to get something that they might be interested in if they're into that type of game also. So hopefully that was helpful. Next up, we've got Springer Digital is the name of the channel. They are getting ready to start their channel. They do digital marketing content. The goal is to be a full-time creator. And they say best practices for beginners and or advice for starting out. D, take it away.
Where are they at?
They haven't started the channel yet.
You haven't
Yep.
started?
So the best practice for beginners and advice for starting out.
Oh, man. The best advice I can give you starting out, I mean, this could be a stream within itself, but I'm going to sum it up by saying that you need to set realistic expectations. It's easy when you're starting out and you're looking at established channels and you're looking at thousands or tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or sometimes millions of views on these larger channels. You have to keep that in perspective and understand that most of them have built their audience over sometimes decades, many years. Like, it takes a long time to build that sort of a thing up. Some people kind of naturally come in and hit a home run, but those are rare. Those are rare. Those are unicorns. So you have to keep realistic expectations. You're not going to get a lot of videos or a lot of views at first. You're going to upload lots of videos and a lot of people are not going to see them. And I want you to think of your first lots of videos, however many it is, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, as practice. So don't come into this thinking, like, okay, I got to do this thing. I got to do this thing. Think of it as I'm learning something new and I have to practice the thing so I can become efficient at the thing. So your first however many videos until you start to build that momentum, just think of it as practice. Yeah. Don't put the pressure on yourself. Don't beat yourself up if you're not growing as fast as you want to grow. Just think of it as, you know, if we walk onto a basketball court and you've never played basketball before and I hand you a basketball, you're not going to be good at it, right? You might put a couple balls in the net, but you're not going to be good at basketball. But the more you go out there and practice basketball every day, you're going to get better. Same thing with going to the gym. You go to the gym, you put in the reps. You have to diet. You have to do all the things to build your muscles. The muscles don't build themselves. You have to put in the work.
Well, your muscles might not build themselves.
That's right. You have to put in the work. So keep realistic expectations. Understand that this takes a while. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of patience. We all get frustrated. And just understand it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
And to keep going, keep learning. Once you start getting data coming in from the videos, like, learn how to analyze that data so you can make better data-informed decisions. But you have to learn the thing. Pace yourself and don't beat yourself up too hard.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts, a lot of skills. It can be really frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
It really can, because you're like, man, I put in all this work and I'm doing like I'm doing everything I can to the best of my ability right now, and like it's still not working. What's going on? It can be really frustrating, but that's just part of the process, right? It's all learning curve.
Yeah. I mean, I still get frustrated all the time. You know, you at all sizes, I'm sure everyone in here, regardless of your channel size, sometimes you put in tons of work and the video just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Yep.
You miss something.
Yep.
Packaging, titling, whatever it is, you've missed something.
Waste too much time in the beginning.
Whatever it is.
Not add enough time in the beginning, not enough build up. Yeah, whatever the thing is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think people coming into this, you just have a unrealistic expectation because of what we're looking at.
Yeah.
Right.
You open up YouTube and you're like, wow, hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, millions of views.
Right.
All I got to do is publish some videos and I'm off to the races.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, just think of it this way. And going back to the sports analogy, imagine going to and sitting in the audience every day watching a professional basketball game. You're just sitting in the audience watching professionals play basketball. And you're like, wow, they're just killing it out there. They're just, hoop after hoop after hoop. And then they pull you out onto the hey, it's halftime. Now you can come out. Yeah. Let's play a little one-on-one with you. And you just can't even dribble the ball.
Right.
Right. Kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You have to learn. But it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. He got a pass from Starbucks this evening. So I had to pull some strings over there. I know one of the managers at the store we keep him trapped at. Yeah. So yeah, we got him out of there tonight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Renee makes a good point here. He says, no one gives the views that I deserve. I'm sure Disney feels that way about half their Marvel and Star Wars films and shows. Yeah, even in cases like that, right, in terms of like not nailing it, that's a great that's a great connection there, because in that situation, right, you expect like, hey, it's Star Wars, so therefore, no matter what it is, there should just be like people should be like dying over the stuff,
right?
But then it comes out and people are like, oh my god, I'm not even going to go see it because because it's not it's not going to be good. Yeah.
It
works that way on YouTube too.
So keep realistic expectations. Put in your reps. Practice. The more you practice, the better you're going to get.
Yeah.
That applies to everything in life. You want to learn a language, you have to practice. You want to learn a sport, you're going to practice. You want to learn how to be a marksman, you have to practice. Whatever it is you want to learn how to do, you have to practice. YouTube is no different. And I think the bad thing that people do coming into this as a creator is just like, oh, I should be getting views.
Yeah.
Why am I not getting views?
Right.
Because you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah, one thing I want to say too.
You have to learn.
In your case, because you are doing this for digital marketing purposes, so your approach is going to be a little bit different than somebody that's trying to get famous on YouTube.
Still.
So in your case, you're doing this to bring attention to something or to sell something or to make money, whatever the thing is. So because of that, depending on what it is that you're going to be selling or bringing attention to, you may or may not need a lot of views in order to accomplish that particular goal.
Right.
Sometimes, if you're selling the right stuff, you can, get away with not a lot of views and still make a decent amount of money from not a lot of views. So if you're 100% reliant on AdSense, you're going to need a lot of views. But when you are, doing digital marketing, you're bringing attention to products, services, things like that, or you're doing things as an affiliate, that kind of thing, then in that case, you don't always need a lot of views in order to make those things work out really well for you.
You need the right views.
Right views.
You don't need a lot of views. You need the right views.
Yeah.
When it comes to something like marketing, the right views.
And some really quick best practice stuff, and then we'll move on from your question. The very first is get super clear on what it is that you want. Number two is you're doing digital marketing, so you probably already understand the marketing side of things. So when it comes to marketing, you have to get clear on your target avatar, your target customer, all that stuff. YouTube is the same exact way. Get super clear on who it is that you're trying to serve with your content, or in your case, who you're trying to sell to, and make sure that every video is going to be a perfect fit for those people so that they'll keep coming back. Another thing that you as a digital marketer are going to have to fight against with every fiber of your being is just trying to cram sales down everybody's throat all the time. You're going to want to do that, but make sure that you do lead everything it is that you're doing with value, because people appreciate that and they respond more to value than they do people cramming things down their throat when it comes to people trying to sell stuff. So because of that, just make sure that you are, value first. And then when you do that, then everything else, starts to come together on the back end.
Yeah, I agree with Daniel. It says being a super focused small channel with a very engaged audience is completely underrated.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yep. And with that too, for example, if you go into some of the influencer marketing subreddits, so with those, it's basically people that are trying to figure out how to work with influencers.
Yeah.
And sometimes people be in there like, I paid X amount to this influencer, and they didn't send one person to our stuff, this big TikTok person or whatever the thing is, but they worked with, somebody that had, 1,000 followers, and that person sent 200 people their way. So, the size also doesn't always, make the difference when it comes to your audience, converting into stuff.
Yeah.
So next up on the list.
You had a super chat come in.
Super chat.
Space Fitness, what's up, man? Hope you're doing great. Says, do you guys hear that golf made a new rule where you always have to bring an extra pair of socks just in case you get a hole in one? That sounds like a tube spanner joke right there. That's
right.
Good. Yeah, love it. All right, that's good. So now is that what super chats are going to start being? Is jokes?
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, I love it. Okay, so next up we got Beyond High C. Beyond High C. They upload every other day. They have a how-to channel and help with stroke recovery. That's cool. Goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I've increased my uploading amount a lot, focused on shorts to drive more subscribers, but I've only grown 500 subs in 3 months. So not increasing the growth rate at all. What do I do to grow faster? Thank you for helping. Okay, so first, I just want to just give you some perspective here. So yes, YouTube is a different world now than it used to be. But me, when I first started my channel, it took me 5 months to get my first 150 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Wow. Shorts didn't exist at that time. All the information that we have available now for how to grow on a YouTube channel didn't exist at that time. But it took me 5 months to get my first 150 subscribers on my channel. And I loved it. I wasn't oh, we got to hurry this up. I was just yeah, this is great. My goal wasn't subscribers at the time. It was trying to get 100 views in the first hour. That was my goal at the time. But, just some perspective there. Also, there's probably a decent amount of people in this, chat right now that have probably been on YouTube for longer and that don't have the same amount of subscribers that you have. So I just want to let you know that the fact you have 500 subscribers in 3 months, you're actually doing okay. So I just wanted to just make sure that you're aware of that, because it's hard to compare ourselves, or it's easy to compare ourselves against, other channels, but you're actually doing okay. So I just want you to know that. But in terms of, publishing a lot and you're wanting to grow faster, let me just see what you're doing here real quick.
Are you pulling them up?
Yeah. 8 days, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago. Okay, so you're publishing on a regular basis for long form too. That's good. So one thing that I would definitely do in your case, just to bring this to your attention, because you are trying to reach, people that are dealing with stroke. One thing that I would definitely do is I would put that sort of thing in your thumbnails. So here you have stroke plus Parkinson's, which is good. Here you have make speaking easier, straw exercise. So I would make some type of reference in here that it is something to do with stroke or something like that, if that's who you're trying to reach, which it is. Because like these, you don't make those references, but you have more views on them. But the people that clicked on these may or may not be that audience that you're actually trying to, serve with this content. They might be. But the idea that I'm trying to express is, if you're not going to put it in your title, which I think that you should, is I would at least make it clear here. Well, I guess you kind of do here with that one. Voice therapy to speak easier. Yeah, so same here, like, vocal straw exercises, voice therapy to speak easier after a stroke, right? So then what you do there is you start dialing that in so that you have people that have family members that are dealing with stroke, or you have stroke, people that have been through that, to where it's easier for them to just know, while they're just glancing at this whole package, that this is literally about them, right? So I think what you're doing is really cool here. Same thing here with the tongue exercises in rhythm. Also, try this tongue exercise for better speech. That's great, and I might click on this video because it's like, hey, this might help me speak more clearly, but I'm not who you're trying to reach with this. So if you're trying to reach people with Parkinson's and strokes and things like that, then in that case, this easy tongue technique exercise for better speech after a stroke, right? Yeah. Those types of things can just help better help the people that you're trying to reach better identify that it's for them. So I would definitely be doing those types of things.
I have an unreasonable fear of strokes.
Yeah, me too.
Do you?
Yeah, strokes and aneurysms.
Yeah.
If I get a headache, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, I have
the same way.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, you never know, right? Like,
never know.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so scary about it.
Every now and then,
heart attacks, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe, but for the stroke,
yeah,
like the heart attack, yeah, like maybe you're gonna live, maybe you're not going to,
yeah.
But like people get messed, like people have problems with strokes,
yeah, they do.
Aneurysms, like that stuff just terrifies me, man.
Yep.
Especially the older I get, I'm just like, oh, just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DBZ Collector has an extreme fear of throwing up.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're all just laying it out on the table now.
Yeah. Do you have an extreme fear?
What's your extreme fear? What is it? Yeah, what are you afraid of? Yeah.
Hey, Diane Dobson says, what was Dee's day job when he started YouTube? What do you think it was? What do you think my day job was when I started YouTube? It'll be interesting to see. Go ahead and type that.
Yeah, so Diane says that her dad had a stroke when he was 43 and he had a full recovery. That's fantastic.
43, wow, that's young. I'm glad he recovered. That's the thing, man. You just don't know.
Yep. Fires. Yeah, Catherine says fires is her thing. Yeah, interesting.
Wow.
And a derailer. Yeah, that's like another fear of mine. Well, yeah, we come into live stream, I'm like, oh, not today, but I know it's coming. Yep, no, it's coming.
Bounty hunter. Doug knows. Right. Doug knows what's up.
So,
Dee the bounty hunter.
Renee says you're a Beskar Smith. Love it. All right, so next up, we've got, people aren't wanting to share their fears too much. Yeah, they're like, not on YouTube, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to start sending emails to everybody about your fear. Right? Hey, just random emails. You get them out of nowhere.
A derailer. Yep. Close.
Yep. Plushies. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. A dog catcher. That's another fear. Diane says a stripper. Catchings? Yep.
No, those aren't fears. Those are what they thought I did before you did.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, Because people are afraid of stuff, right? I was like, listen, fear of dog catchers. That's interesting.
I'm not a dog, but I'm scared to death of dog catchers.
Right. Hey, man, everybody's got their thing, right?
I lay awake at night just waiting for the dog catcher to kick the door down.
Right? Yeah, if a vehicle ever stops promptly near you, you like panic. You know?
Right.
Oh God, you start running.
Doors come off the hinges. Where's the dogs? It's like, you're like waiting for the SWAT to come in, break the door down, and like 6 o'clock in the morning when everybody's sleeping, coming in looking for the dogs. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's so funny. So you thought those were their fears?
Yeah, I was like, oh, dog catcher. That's an interesting one.
They're strippers. Okay, well, I wouldn't have went there, but okay.
I know, right?
You never know when a stripper's going to show up.
Right?
Just Velcro pants and all.
Right? Oh, it's great.
Oh, my God.
Oh. Yeah, we've both been working online way before YouTube.
Man, yeah. I haven't.
Hey, while you're into this, I'm going to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I haven't had a job.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I haven't had a job since let me see. Whoa, what'd you just kick over?
I was like a plastic.
Great. Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur from the age of full time, maybe like 22 years old or something. So pretty much, I mean, I'm in my 50s now. So half of my life, I've been an entrepreneur, various types of businesses, and I did that. But I haven't worked for somebody else, and man, 25 plus years, quite some time. It's been a while. That's so funny. Nick's reading these, and he's thinking, fear of strippers, fear of dog catchers. That's hilarious. Yes, Kathy, 53. 53. Chatty Kathy, how you doing? My death is spiders. Yeah, I can't stand spiders. I can't stand spiders. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be laughing about this all night. I'm going to have to go back and watch the chat to see all the things that he was reading, thinking that those were fears. Yeah, that's absolutely hilarious. So glad you asked. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been in the video industry for a very long time. Like, we used to make commercials and all kinds of stuff like that. So when I came into YouTube, I had enough skills to understand the production side of it to a degree. But what I didn't have was the ability to sit in front of a camera and speak and effectively communicate. The packaging is a little bit different for YouTube. How to keep people watching on YouTube. Because retention on YouTube that's an art within itself.
Yeah.
So even though if you come into this with a certain amount of skills, like, I know how to shoot video, or I'm a photographer, or I'm a graphic designer, you might have a head start in certain areas, but you still have to learn some of the other aspects.
Right.
How to effectively communicate, how to hold the viewer's attention, how to package things, how to create a channel that people want to binge your content, how to put a playlist together.
Yep.
All of that stuff.
Yeah, so D was one of those guys for those of you in America where you have macro, or anywhere if you have a macro near you. So D was one of those people that in junior school, he would go to macro. Like we would all pile up and go.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep. My mom would take us to macro. He would go and buy like stacks of bubble gum and then like go to school and hustle bubble gum. Yeah, he's one of those people.
Yeah, I think it was like in the...
It was like junior high.
Like 5th grade or 6th grade. Yep. Yeah, I'd buy it in bulk and then sell the bubblegum to kids for like a quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to make money like in 6th grade. It was funny. Yeah.
Balling out for a 6th grader.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, man. Just pockets and backpacks full of quarters all day long. Yeah.
Yep. So
$20 a day is like a 6th grader. That was awesome.
So really quick, thanks for the super chat. Let's see here. Thanks for super chat. 967 Andy says, I would like your input about live streaming for remote locations with limited cellular signal. No streaming service, single stream to VPS home PC. So with limited cellular signal, I'm not sure, because one thing that I recommend in this situation is the live view. Live View Solo allows you to stream directly through the device, or you can connect to the Live View. They have a backpack version, and they have like this little, like, small version. And with that, it uses cellular bonding technology. So if you have weak signals, but there's multiple signals, then in that case, you actually get SIM cards for, the different, carriers. And then their system combines those signals into like a stronger signal. And if one fails, then you have the other one that keeps it going, and so on. So since that's not going to be a solution for you if you don't have any cell signal, then probably trying to go with like a Starlink or something like that might be the way.
David Matney's extreme fear is the IRS.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
It's absolutely crazy that you can have like a government agency that people are just so horrified of. Just absolutely terrified.
Rule with fear, right?
Yeah, just absolutely. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, feel your fear on that. So I actually have, I have a fear of strokes and stuff, but that's just kind of like when you're younger, you don't think about that stuff. You're like, I'm invincible. I can, whatever, I'm going to live forever. As I'm getting older, terrified of strokes, aneurysms, but I've always had, I'd say not always, for the past 10 to 15 years, a absolute terror of claustrophobic places, specifically holes and caves.
Interesting.
Didn't you say about that? We went caving. Like, remember we went caving, and like before I used to be able to crawl into like little crawl spaces or whatever. But for some reason, I don't know what snapped, but I am like I can't even watch videos where people go spelunking and they crawl into those little.
People are making some of that with AI. Have you seen those?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, you'd freak out.
It's very specific. If there's something that I have to go into head first and I can't turn around to get out. Oh my God! If I see something like I almost have a heart attack just watching it.
Yeah.
Like if I just see a video, I'm like, oh no! I can't even see the thumbnail of that.
Oh, love it. Yeah, Roberto says only Roberto can live forever.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
Listen, man, I give you all my powers so you can live forever. Right? We want you to carry the torch, Roberto.
So Arkansas Unearthed is the next channel here. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more. They do rock hounding in Arkansas and amateur geology. The goal of the channel is to make money. The question is, scammers hit my channel with view bots that gave me big increases in views on some videos. After a month or so, they left comments on a couple praising, but they could help get even more views. I just deleted the comments, and suddenly all views went back to my normal range of views. I want to make others aware. I am glad that I didn't fall for their scam, but I have to admit it deflated my motivation. Yeah, so when it comes to things like that, it's really interesting all the approaches that people take when it comes to trying to kind of get into YouTube channels or trying to, do stuff to YouTube channels and trying to like hit comment sections like as lead generation and stuff like that. It's so weird. I mean, it's got to work because, some people do it aggressively. So, I mean, it's got to work to some capacity, but yeah, it's just weird. So thanks for, putting the word out.
KMH Family says, hey, D, they also hustled bubble gum and candy back in the day and sell them on the school bus. Were you my competitor?
Yeah, right.
Were we fighting it out? Were you the one I had? Yeah. Were you the one I put out of business?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Little hustlers, man. I love it.
Wow. A bat contamination cost $15,000 in Omaha. Oh my goodness. Woo. Yeah. Here they probably charge like $30 for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they come in and they capture them and eat them.
Yeah. Dude's gonna show up with like flip flops.
Yep.
He's gonna have
like 3 dudes with flip flops and like a spike.
Yeah.
And they would go find the bats. Yeah, they probably have them barbecuing before they even left your place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Sue, how you doing?
Yep.
So apparently I'm not alone with this whole crawling thing. And I think somebody
I think claustrophobia is like a pretty common
But
I think it's pretty high on the fear.
But it's not
hop into ChatGPT and look for like the biggest fears. It's probably claustrophobia has got to be in the top 10. I'll be shocked.
Okay, hold on. But it's different than claustrophobia. Like put me in a closet, close a closet door, I don't care. Put me in a box like a coffin and close. It doesn't bother me at all. It's specifically the fact that you crawl into something that you can't turn around and get out of.
Oh, okay.
Like if I go in there and it's wrong, like I'm done.
Yeah.
Like that is just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, I got a story I'll share with you later. Won't do it now, but of a horrible caving story. It's like a worst case scenario.
I know what it is. It's apparently called potholing.
Oh, interesting.
Save the Crypto says it's potholing. Yeah, so there was a thing that gives me nightmares to where somebody was crawling through one of those things and they went down and
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the same one.
Yep. Yeah. They thought they're going down one hole and they went down the other and they essentially went in upside down and they didn't make it out. They found them that way. feet up.
Ooh, horrible.
That's
Worst case scenario.
Oh my goodness! Like
Aquanauta diver.
I'm gonna have a panic attack just
Right
thinking
now,
about
talking about it.
Yeah.
Aquanauta diver. Let's see here. They upload when they have time, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do marine life and underwater content.
Yes, Ron.
The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And the question is, where do you see the most potential for growth in my channel? Let's see what it is that you are doing.
Breaking Bad bubblegum. That's right. Say my name.
Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look and see what it is that you're doing. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit here. I zoomed this in for D earlier. And let's see what it is that you're doing. Okay, so it looks like people responded well to this Jaws content. That's good.
Are you pulling them up?
So it looks like the videos that you're publishing, it looks like most of these aren't getting much reach. The very first thing that I would experiment with on your channel is I would experiment with making longer videos. I'm not sure if you're just trying to create these experiences for people or not. Let me pull this up here really quick.
You are pulling it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you're trying to create these experiences for people and they, just kind of watch along here. Let's see here. My transcript button on this, my channel review extension isn't working here. Hold on.
Great.
Oh, it's funny. It's the like button. It's triggering the like button. That's hilarious. Okay. But I'm not sure what it is that you are offering here on in the content. If this is, because you're saying here, a peaceful dive through this, but it's only like 3 minutes long, I would definitely experiment with longer, content and try to frame it around a, like an experience that somebody might have. Like, for example, things that are really popular right now on YouTube is, things people can listen to while they sleep, things people can, just have in the background while they work, screensavers, those types of things. Is incredible marine life caught on camera. That's fine, and that is definitely going to be interesting to people that are interested in marine life, which is probably who you're trying to reach anyway. But trying to get this moving a little bit better. I would experiment with just longer videos and do those. It can still all be diving experiences, but just trying to create these experiences that people can spend some time with. Because, in my opinion, I think that, like 3 minutes on something like this just isn't enough. You'll see, if you publish some longer ones, if it works or not. I would do a nice handful of them and see if people respond better. But I would definitely be trying to, kind of extend these out a little bit. I like some of the thumbnails that you're doing, because this looks like it's like I would expect a better experience from the video from this thumbnail than I would if I ran across this one on YouTube. But everybody responds to things differently. But for me personally, I would be like, okay, they're kind of setting this up as like a thing here, just based on the look of this versus it just being like a random video like some of these are. But when it comes to that though, I would experiment with some longer videos and see if you can get a better response from those longer videos. Let me check one more thing here real quick.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, diving in a wreck, the coolest here. Yeah, I'm just kind of seeing like what they're doing. Yeah, like on this channel, I would definitely experiment with just some longer videos and try to create some experiences for people, because you're doing something really cool that a small, there's a lot of people that do it, but just a small percentage of people out of the general population actually get to do. So I would just try to create those experiences for people. So if they're interested in something like this, they can, just kind of get into it a little bit. So I would definitely experiment with that and see if it makes a difference. Any additional thoughts here, D?
No.
Okay. Next up, we've got Hidden Jackpots. Hidden Jackpots, they upload 1 time per week or more. They do travel and Niagara Falls content. The goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, majority of my videos are from Niagara Falls. I recently went to Vancouver and did some videos, and they are not getting any views. Why would that be, do you think? So is Niagara, how far is Vancouver from Niagara Falls? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Canada in terms of, the layout. So if you have built a channel around people interested in Niagara Falls, that could be people going there, it could be people just, looking for information on it, whatever. Then in that particular case, when you have those people that are enjoying it, and then you publish a video on Vancouver, YouTube might test it against those people that are into the Niagara Falls content, and they just don't respond well to it. And that could cause an initial pain point there. Doesn't mean long term that they're not going to get legs, but that might be, a cause of that. Because long term, things can change, on YouTube. But if the channel's about Niagara Falls and then you give people something else, then those types of things. Oh, like Detroit to Seattle. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty big difference. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, well maybe it's like a city away or something. Yeah. So in that case, it could be that you're kind of building it around Niagara Falls and you're offering something completely different here. I don't know. You say you're offering Cuba videos too. Okay,
Cuba?
So let's zoom out and talk about a bigger problem. Let me look at your channel here.
Yeah, pull them up.
That's what I'm going to do. Let's see here.
Let's take a peek.
A gander.
Yes. Let's see what it is.
Okay, Falls Hotel Tour, Niagara Falls, Times Square Suites Hotel in downtown Vancouver.
I don't see anything. You're not sharing anything.
Yeah, I was just taking a look here real quick, but I'll pull it up too so you can see it.
Yep.
There we go. So let's see here. Eating everything in Vancouver.
I still don't see it.
You don't see this?
No, there it is.
Oh.
Wow. Little delay there.
Location Niagara Falls, Niagara Falls, Niagara Falls. Yeah, it looks like you're growing most of this, at least the recent content, around Niagara Falls. So yeah, that's probably why. Car scenes, Niagara. Yeah, so people that are in this area, and so here's what I would do, and just take a look and see, kind of figure out what's going on. So I would go and I would look in your analytics and I would look at the places that people are watching this from, because you might find that either one, tourists are watching this and they are, using your channel as a resource for when they come to these places, or you might find that people just in that area are watching, this content. And if it's the second one, then when you do publish content that's outside of this, then, those people just might not respond well to the content. Initially, again, it might do fine long term, but in terms of the initial response, you might take the hit on some of that. And you mentioned the Cuba videos that are doing well, which is fine, but still here, even, like your best video on your channel is also, it's a recent video, and this is really important. So it's a recent video, and it's also about Niagara Falls. And the reason this is important is because you've had, this one's 2 years ago, a year ago, so not as important, but still important. Yeah, this one's 6 months ago, so it's getting pretty close to being important. But yeah, so like in situations like this, like you had 13,000 people interact with this particular video in a fairly recent time, and it's the most popular video on the channel at the moment. So because of that, YouTube might be trying to, show your stuff to people that are interested in Niagara Falls, because it might have identified that, your content's about that, and that people interested in Niagara Falls are responding to your content. And, that could be causing that initial hit, so to speak, on some of that newer stuff that you're doing. So that doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be all about Niagara Falls, because it looks like, I'm going to be honest, I'm confused when I look at your channel.
Yeah.
I really don't know what it is that you're offering here, and I think that might be working against you too.
As soon as I see that channel banner, I'm thinking gambling.
Yeah, me too. So I see hidden jackpots, and then we have this whole theme here around like gambling. And then when I click on your recent videos, let me go back to recent. We have that you're eating in Vancouver. And then you put hidden jackpots underneath it, which makes it even more confusing. And then Times Square Suites in downtown Vancouver. Yeah, the hotel tour. So some people come to gamble here. Then in that case, that might make a little bit of sense for those people. Yeah, same thing, Beaver Dog review. Yeah, so it looks like okay, what I would do in your case is I would kind of zoom out a little bit, and I would be like, okay, what is it that I'm trying to offer here? And I would get to work on that. And if that means that you need to kind of polish this stuff up a little bit and make it clear here what it is that you're offering, then yeah. Like, and here too, it says your ultimate guide to Niagara Falls. This is what you're offering here, but then you're publishing videos on Vancouver and Cuba, right? So I would just get clear on what it is that you're actually wanting to offer on this channel, and then just make sure that you offer that, and then get things up to speed. So here, if you're doing Niagara Falls, instead of hidden jackpots up here, because you already have it in the logo, you have hidden jackpots here, and you have the channel handle for it. So I would actually put Niagara Falls imagery up here if that's what it is that you're offering here on the channel, based on your value proposition of your ultimate guide to Niagara Falls. So the whole idea with this is, if the whole channel, if the theme or the purpose of the channel is about one thing, then give that to people, right? And the reason that that's important is because if people start to view you as a resource and start publishing other stuff, then the people that are consistently watching, you're going to end up making them not want to watch either. So for example, if I started making like music videos on my channel, then a lot of people would tune out, because that's not, it's not what they're here for.
Yeah, let me say this. If you want to make videos about Niagara Falls, which is totally fine, and it looks like that's what you want to do.
That's the main theme of the channel.
That's right. Yeah. You're telling me, based on everything that you put together, that you want to make videos about Niagara Falls. If that's the case, then that's what you need to do. Your channel needs to be a destination full of Niagara Falls videos. Yep. And every time you upload a video that is not...
Everything about Niagara Falls.
Everything about Niagara Falls.
Everything.
So and the idea here isn't just that somebody comes in and just finds a single video. The idea is that they're planning a trip to Niagara Falls, they watch one video, and then here is another one of your videos recommended. The idea is to get somebody coming in and binge watch your videos who wants to go to Niagara Falls, because you've given them all of this information, video to video, topic by topic, to let them know what's going on in Niagara Falls, what they should see, what they should avoid, what they should look out for, where they can save money, whatever it is. You're giving an experience to the viewer, giving them what they're there for, video after video, like a binge experience, if you want to be a destination for Niagara Falls. But every time you upload a video that is not Niagara Falls related,
you're weakening that channel.
You are weakening that channel every single time you do that. And I think Renee said it perfect here. He says, for an audience, changing topics is like starting a new channel. You have to earn the views every single time, right? So if you want to do Cuba, that's cool. I wouldn't mix it with Niagara Falls if you're trying to be a Niagara Falls destination. Yeah. I wouldn't go to Vancouver. Right? Just if you become known, like, what do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for the guy who knows everything about Niagara Falls? If so, then make your channel 100% about Niagara Falls. And if that's the answer, I would go as far as to say is maybe unlist those other videos that are not about Niagara Falls.
And one thing I want to mention here from the chat. So Philip Murphy says, then again, it could either be you or a niche. So when it comes to the person being the niche, that usually happens because of the niche. So the idea here is that when it comes to YouTube, you need bait to get people to respond to the content in the first place, so that you can introduce yourself to those people. So for example, if you start publishing content, it's like, hey, here's my trip to the mall. Here is me going shoe shopping. Here's me doing this, me. Then in that particular case, you are like you have to be stellar, first off, in terms of being able to, capture attention and hold it and be entertaining, all those things. But also with that, you still have to do it around things that people care about in order for those people to even click on it in the first place. So the idea is that you have the niche to introduce people to you. And then once you get regular viewers, things like that, then you have a filter of sorts to where you can say, okay, let me start dripping in some of this content that's more about me, and just see if people are here for me or if they're here for, this niche in terms of my regular viewers. And then that's where you can start kind of, breaking out of those things. But even in those cases, if you look at all the biggest channels on YouTube, even people where it's like, hey, people are following, for this person, it's still for, whatever it is that they're offering in terms of, their points of view on, trending things, for example. So the trending things would be that conversation. It could be the lifestyle that they're sharing, and people are interested in that lifestyle. So it's kind of like a reality show, and they're getting that entertainment, but those creators are just really good at that side of things. So it's still not necessarily about them. It's about what it is that they're offering the viewer.
So I want to take another question from Philip, who brings up a very good point here. With that, changing topics is human. If you're forced to cover one thing, you get bored. Yes, this is why it's important to understand what your packaging is telling the viewer, right? What are you putting out there? You don't have to cover one thing. You can be someone who travels, right? Travel channels go all over the world. The audience then gets to know the creators. Hey, I love this creator. I'm going to go travel around the world with them. I'm going to learn about the world and live vicariously through you. And that's fine. Yeah. The problem is when you're packaging your channel as one thing, right? This is my thing. My channel is about Niagara Falls, but I'm going to put this other stuff in there. You're diluting the channel at that point. Yep. And the way this works from an algorithmic point of view is let's just say somebody's coming in and watching content, Niagara Falls. Oh, this is about Vancouver, not interested.
Right.
Oh, this next one's about Cuba, not interested. The more someone doesn't watch, like you've watched a couple videos,
the higher the likelihood. Oh,
right.
Okay.
You've watched a couple videos, and those are positive signals to YouTube. Hey, we're going to show more. We're going to show more. And then, hey, I don't want to watch Cuba. I don't want to watch Vancouver. YouTube says, oh, pump the brakes. This person is no longer interested in this content, and it's going to reduce the likelihood that YouTube is going to recommend more of that channel's videos to you. But if everything is kind of on brand, right, Niagara Falls, it's going to increase the likelihood that YouTube is going to continue for a certain amount of time anyway to recommend videos to them. Now, if you don't want to package your channel a certain way, do whatever you want to do. The problem comes with packaging. I'm about Niagara Falls, but not really.
Right.
Just be clear on your packaging. That's all. That's all. You could be like, hey, I go to Cuba, I go to Vancouver, I go to Niagara Falls, whatever. I'm
Follow
this
my
guy,
travels.
Right.
Put everything around that and become a travel channel.
I'm a traveling guy who goes around and finds the best street food in all of these places around the world. Be that.
Yep. But then you're stuck into street food.
Right.
Right.
Just think about your packaging, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is also, it's important when it comes to, starting a YouTube channel or that moment where you're like, okay, I'm going all in on this. Is when you make those calls of either starting the channel or going all in, that's where it can be super helpful to get all this stuff lined up, because it can get boring. Right. So that's why it's like, okay, the things that I'm going to be sharing on this channel over the next 5 to 10 years, just to kind of give yourself a window. Are these things that I'm going to be starting this channel about, or that I'm going to be pivoting into and then going all in on? Are these things that I enjoy enough that I can, continually make content about these over a long period of time? And that's also where you look into it and you kind of, look around to see like, okay, how many people are actually interested in this? So if I'm publishing videos on it, am I even going to be able to get, enough views in the first place? Those types of things too. And that's where, the framing of what it is that you're doing, like Dee was talking about, is also important. Like, all of these things, these things are part of the best practice side of YouTube, in terms of you can do anything that you want. You can publish videos on anything you want. Every video can be about something different. But if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel and your goal is to grow like a community of, people, then in that particular case, that's where leaning into a particular type of, a very focused channel is going to be the win. Yeah,
I mean, just an example using my own channel, because I do tutorials on how to do things, right? How to use various tools for creators. And I live or die per video, because that's what I do. I'm not saying like, hey, I'm the video editing guy. Everything is about video editing on my channel. I'm like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to use all the tools. So if you're not interested in all the tools, then you're not going to be interested in all my videos. And if you're not interested in all my videos, you're not going to watch them. The more you don't watch them, the more YouTube's not going to recommend them. Right now,
the more new viewers becomes more and more important.
Exactly. Right now, almost all the views on my channel are coming from video editing. So what do you think would happen out of the gate? Right, if I uploaded a new video tomorrow about...
Well, you can see it in your meld video.
We're live streaming.
Yeah.
Right. So
live.
So I have one video right now that's just crushing, but almost everything's about video editing right now on my channel in terms of what's getting views. I made a live streaming video that just horrifically tanked because nobody at that particular time is interested in live streaming. Now, over time, I planted the seed that might grow with search traffic over the time. Maybe I change the thumbnail, maybe I reframe it, I don't know. But everything happening on my channel right now is video editing. If I upload another video editing thing, specifically for CapCut, it's probably gonna do really well. But if I upload about, the best productivity app for MacBook, it's gonna flatline for the short term, at least. So these are decisions we have to make as creators. You can do whatever you want with your channel, but you have to understand that if you make content that's outside of what you normally make content about, you just can't be disappointed if you don't get the views out of the gate. Just part of what you have to deal with.
Yep. Yep. All right. Next up on our list, and if you are just joining the stream, we are taking questions from the forum that is down in the description. The next question here is from Wiggy the Chess Man, and if you are watching this on somewhere that's not YouTube, just go to nickniman.com/ask, and it's going to redirect you to that forum. But when it comes to the next question here, it's Wiggy the Chess Man. Wiggy the Chess Man.
Wiggy
uploads when they have time. Been on YouTube for a year or more. They do tutorials and reviews.
Do you remember Porky's?
And the question is, hey, Nick and D, I have a channel which focuses on mostly tutorials and reviews in the chess niche. I did try expanding into gameplay content. However, it didn't perform very well, and I felt that it was flooding my channel, which was decent quality with too many low-quality videos. Kind of felt it was ruining my channel and confusing the audience. I'm planning to make a second channel solely for gameplay, which is very low effort, stream/record, chop it up and post it, scheduled 1 video per day. Question is, when starting a new channel, if I put the same effort as I was on my main channel, should I see the same results? Or on a brand new channel, should I expect to struggle for a few months? And is dividing the channel, even though it's technically the same niche, a good idea? So the first thing that I want to mention is that you said it yourself that you are starting a channel for gameplay, which is very low effort, that you're streaming, recording, chalking it up, and posting it. Yeah. And you're scheduling it for a video per day. So there is not a guarantee that the effort that we put into our content is going to get the reward that we are after. Sometimes low quality content does what seems like low quality content. It ends up being quality in the eyes of the viewer, and that's where it actually matters. But if you're starting out, that you're not trying too hard on that channel, there's a really good chance that channel might, struggle. Until you are like, okay, how can I make this better? How can I, make better thumbnails, titles? How can I make the content better? All of those things. So when you are publishing videos that you already know are low effort, then you're kind of working against yourself. So I would just make sure you're managing your expectations. It might do well. I mean, YouTube's weird like that, so it might do okay. But if it doesn't, then refer back to this where you're saying that, it's you said very, to where it's very low effort, and then just look at it like, okay, I'm just posting them over there anyway, and we're just gonna, keep posting them over there, and they're low effort, but, I'm okay with, whatever it is that, that happens over on that channel.
Hey, Linda, thanks for joining us. Mm-hmm. Hope you're doing well. Salty Networks, how you doing?
Salty.
Where'd it go?
Next up, we've got Love Nesters, Lone Nesters. Yeah, Lone Nesters. Sorry about that. They do Midwest travel aimed at empty nesters. The goal of the channel is to have fun, and their videos take a while to take off. But once they do, the analytics suggest that they are found through search. When we do have a video pop quickly, it's usually from browser suggested. So really quick, before I get on with your question, just for everybody here, that's normal. So the fastest way to get views, unless there's something trending that you happen to show up and search for, fastest way to get views on YouTube is through the recommendation system. In terms of longevity, selling stuff, things like that, recommendation system's also great for that, but search traffic can be a nice stable source of traffic as well, or viewership as well. But here, and I think it's, I can't remember the exact number, but it's something like 80 or 90% of views on YouTube come from the recommendation system. How much? If Renee's in here, he can probably clarify that one. But it's a majority of the views on YouTube come through the recommendation system.
But what percentage did you say?
Yeah, I think it's like 80 or 90%. Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway. Yeah, it's probably a lot more now because that's like an older number. So it's probably more now that TV viewership is so huge on YouTube. Yeah. But they say, now that we have A/B title testing, I'm playing around with one title targeting search and one for browse. If the video isn't an instant big hit, should I swap the title out for a search based when I wait it out? If yes, how long should I wait before doing so? Thanks for all your advice. We hit 12,000 subscribers this week. And you and D have helped a lot. Awesome. High five, fist bump to you on the 12,000. Love it. So when it comes to the approach that you're taking, I would not take that approach. And the reason that I wouldn't take that approach with the A/B tests, targeting one for search and one for browse, is because YouTube is going to be recommending that content to people. So if you are doing a, okay, it says it doesn't know if there's a current public number, but it's a lot, okay, for the recommendation number. But basically, if you're doing an A/B test and one of those packagings in terms of thumbnail and title is targeted towards search, then what you're doing is you're cutting your recommendation potential in half. Right? So when you're doing those A/B tests, it's best to do them thinking about the recommendation system, because that's where YouTube is going to be testing your content, especially when you first publish a video. And even from your own experience, it takes longer for your videos to surface in search. So because of that, when you first publish your videos, I would do the play for, I would make sure all my titles, like if you do get most of your views from search, I would make sure that my titles do have, the keywords and phrases and the videos about search related things that people search for, stuff like that. However, I would make a recommendation play at the time of publish if you're A/B testing your thumbnails and your titles. And the reason for that is because YouTube is going to be recommending your content to people. And I think that if you don't take that approach, that you're kind of missing an opportunity there. But with that said, after the videos have been on YouTube for, a week, maybe 2 weeks, then going in, seeing what the packaging is there, then looking at your, traffic sources report, seeing where you are getting the views from, and then start running some tests from there. That would be the play there for search as well. But even with that, like if you're going for a search, if you're going for search, then getting everything ready for search and just going after that would be the play versus like recommendations and then search, right, in the A/B testing. But I recommend though that you try to do the recommendation. I'm going to look at your channel first because I want to make sure that I'm not kind of sending you down the wrong path just based on the topics here. Give me 1 second. Let's see here. Lone Stars one. Yeah, so that URL didn't work. Let me see if this does. Okay, I see Lone Star. Love Nesters. It is Love Nesters. It is
Love Nesters.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's see here. Wisconsin's most unique office campus, exploring abandoned copper mines in the QNU. The 7 coolest places to visit in Wisconsin. Okay, places to visit in Wisconsin is what you're going for there. Exploring abandoned Cold War radar station in Creanall. Yeah, so it actually looks like you are, like, yeah, I think these, are okay for recommendations, but you probably are getting a lot of people that are looking for things to do, in Wisconsin, and that's probably why you're getting the search traffic. Same thing here with the Madeline Island Travel Guide. So here's a couple things that I would do. Is one, when you first publish videos, I would do the recommendation play. 2, if you are going to target search, then in that case, I would make sure that the topics themselves, and you can see it clearly on your channel here, like this 7 coolest places to visit in Wisconsin, 18,000 views on that compared to exploring the abandoned copper mines of the Keweenaw, right? So when it comes to exploring the abandoned copper mines of Keweenaw, that one is more of like a recommendation, type of thing, where the places to visit in Wisconsin, that's good for both, right? Because of how that one's framed. When you frame the video, and I'll just show this on the screen real quick, and all of this starts at the topic, by the way, just to be clear when it comes to this stuff. So here, the 7 coolest places to visit in Wisconsin. If somebody's going to Wisconsin or they live in Wisconsin and this shows up on their home feed or their mobile feed or on their TV, whatever, then they might click on this just out of curiosity of what you have listed in there. And the people traveling there, this might show up in search under places to visit in Wisconsin. So you're like really winning here and you're doing what I call double dipping, which means that it's appropriate for recommendations and search based on how you have everything set up. And topically, it fits that too. But when it comes to this one, exploring the abandoned cave, here, this one is more like, this one's going to be harder, I think, unless somebody's looking for just copper mines of the Keweenaw, which they might. This one's going to be a harder search play, I think, and might be something that would be just a better recommendation play in general. But when it comes to things like this, I would definitely just get really clear on which one that you're doing. Because, for example, if this was a recommendation play, exploring the abandoned copper mines of the Keweenaw might not be the thing to do, because you got to know what the copper mines of Keweenaw are for this to matter. But if you open this up, like exploring, we were blown away by this abandoned cave, right? Then it kind of makes it a little bit more general, opens it up to where anybody that's interested in, hey, this person had this cool experience would be interested in it. People that are interested in caves would be interested in it. People that are interested in abandoned caves could be interested in it. It just kind of opens things up that way. But you might be making a search play here too. But I'm just saying, in terms of the opportunity here, I think that, something like this could also be a good recommendation play if you framed it right. Inside Wisconsin's most unique office campus. This one also feels, like recommendation, targeted as well. But yeah, so Yeah. So one thing that I recommend, because you're going after, you're going after both, I think, and you're getting more search traffic. So because of that, one thing that I would do before you set off to go make a video, just to make sure that you are going to make the right video for the places where you're trying to get attention to the video, is before you go somewhere, ask yourself, okay, let me hop onto like vidIQ or TubeSpanner and let me look to see how much people are looking for this. At the very least, go into YouTube search and type in the area that you're going for, see the ways that people are looking for it, and then ask yourself, okay, would we be able to add the most value to people through search for this if we rank in search for this? Or would we be better off making something that would be a little bit more recommendation friendly for this based on the area that we're doing, the experience that we're having, and then make the video based on what you figure out before you even go. And then by doing that, it's going to give you the opportunity to tap into whichever one it is for that location that you're trying to reach. And then when it comes to testing and all that stuff, then you can make sure that you're running the right tests for that. Because like if you're doing recommendations, then the A/B testing thing is great because that's YouTube recommending your content everywhere. They don't show us, hey, here's some, impressions that you got from search. Here's some impressions that you got from, suggested videos. Here's some impressions that you got from the homepage within the testing, data there. So because of that, getting all that together ahead of time so that you can make sure that you're testing or you're just optimizing for search. So you're testing for recommendations or you're optimizing for search would be the play in that situation. And I'm surprised. I'm looking at your channel here still, and I'm surprised, actually. I sorted by popular, and 9 months ago, you have a video with 450,000 views. How much do classic cars cost in 2025? So also, one more thing that I want to mention here, just while we're here on while we're talking about your channel, is also make sure that you're looking at where the views are coming from and the traffic or on the channel as a whole, and on the individual videos as well, because you might find that some are doing better in recommendations, some are doing better in search, instead of just looking at it as the whole. And you might be doing that already, but I'm just sharing that just in case. All right. So next up on the list, and really quick, Tan going in the kitchen. Thank you for the super chat. Super chat says I tried A/B testing a month ago and it couldn't decide. Yeah, so when it comes to running A/B tests, one, there has to be enough, impressions happening on the video for it to be, information that you can actually run with. Number two is when you are doing A/B testing, it's helpful to do things that are wildly different. When you do things that are wildly different, so for example, some people will say, okay, I'm going to test this thumbnail and I'm going to test using a red background versus a blue background, but everything else about the thumbnail is going to be the same. You can do those types of tests and it's fine, but first you want to test things that are wildly different so that you can see which different thing people respond to most. And then from there, if you want to try to fine tune things down the road with colors and stuff like that, you can. But when you first start testing, make sure that you're testing with things that are, packaging, thumbnails, sorry, and or titles, depending on the test that you're running, that are wildly different from each other. And sometimes, even in that case, just to be clear, sometimes it'll still come out to where it'll be pretty close, right? Because sometimes the topic itself doesn't land, or sometimes the topic always, or not always, but sometimes the topic lands amazingly. And because of that, it ends up doing better, those types of things, and it makes everything very consistent in terms of the thumbnails that you have up there. Artemio, what's up, man? Hope you're doing awesome. Says, should small channels under 500 subs prioritize search-based titles or curiosity story-driven titles? So I would still go after, recommendations, just because that's where the views are. But, depending on what it is that you're offering, because just because a channel's small doesn't mean the type of content that they make is appropriate for YouTube search. So if you're teaching people things and you're solving problems that people are looking for in YouTube search, or you're doing things that people are looking for in YouTube search, like, a travel channel, for example, to where, they're wanting to find out information about a place, then in that particular case, making videos about search, even as a small channel, can be advantageous for some of the content, because then you have evergreen content that people search for on a regular basis. If your videos show up in YouTube search or in Google search or in search, the other textual search engines, then in that case, it can bring you a lot of views over time because it's evergreen and it's in the places, it's ranked well in the places people are looking for it. However, if you're not making content that is appropriate for search, then in that case, you got to be thinking about recommendations 100% of the time, right? Because people might not be searching for the type of content somebody makes. So with that one, there's not a blanket situation there that applies to everybody. It really comes down to the type of content that you make and what it is you're trying to do. So for example, when I say trying to do, let me add clarity there. So if you are trying to, we had a digital marketer that we pulled up earlier that was getting ready to start a channel. So with that digital marketer, if they were trying to sell things as an affiliate, they can do it through the recommendation system, no problem. However, if they know that they are going to be reviewing something and they know that people are searching for that thing, then in that case, for them, I would recommend that they double dip. So instead of making a video about, hey, the Apple Watch, then making a video about, the Apple Watch versus the Samsung, whatever their watch is called, watch this before you buy. And then they're specifically targeting people that are looking for that information so that they can hop in the middle of the buying decision so that they can double their chance of an affiliate sale if somebody ends up going with one or the other one. So, if that's your approach and you're trying to do things that way, then trying to make your content targeted towards, search in that case to meet those viewers where they're going to be looking for that would be the answer. But if you're like, okay, and with that one too, that can also, show up in recommendations. But in recommendations, you may or may not want to put the, before you buy on there. But whichever decision you make in terms of going after search or recommendations, that's what you need to make the video topically about the thing that would apply to whichever one you're going after, or figure out a way to make it double dip to where it'd be appropriate in both spots. In your case, because you're teaching people about like creator gear, you're talking about YouTube, stuff like that. There's a nice mix of things that you can do specifically on your channel where you are, going after either both, or you're just answering questions in your language around YouTube, things that people are trying to figure out. And then you can dominate, search for those things, plus also, do well in recommendations as well. So in your case, specifically with what it is that you're doing around like the YouTube stuff and gear, I would be targeting search if you're doing reviews. If you are trying to bring attention to the gear, then in that case, going after recommendations for, like 3 microphones, that will solve, or 3 microphones all YouTubers should consider for their content or something like that. And then that way, if a YouTuber in your language has that show up on their homepage, then they might, click on that because, they might be interested in a microphone or, hearing your information on the microphone or whatever the thing is. That was a really wordy question, but there's a lot of detail that goes into that. So
nuance.
Yeah. Nuance. All right, so next up we got Creator Dad. Creator Dad does bi-weekly content, but on YouTube for less than a month. They help dads find time to grow on YouTube. They say, how can I stand out in my niche and get monetized? So you're already doing the right thing in terms of, helping dads specifically. So, you're kind of carving out your niche there, and you are trying to help fathers. So if you're trying to help fathers, then in that case, you are right there. You are creating a new thing, right? So we've got, YouTube for entrepreneurs. We've got YouTube for, me, I'm a generalist. Some people argue against being a generalist, but I love it because it puts me, right there in front of, a lot of, content creators. Even though it makes every video not appropriate for everybody, I just love it because it gives me the opportunity to just kind of help a bunch of, new people. But when it comes to, the dad thing, I don't know of anybody that's doing dads yet. So in that case, I think you're carving out something there when it comes to being unique.
Dad what? Dad's doing what?
Yeah, their thing is helping dads find time to grow on YouTube. But here's the thing: if you're going to be going after the dad thing,
one video,
lean into it hard.
One video, get rid of your kids.
I know, right? Delete button.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But
I'm open for coaching, dads. If you guys, I can simplify this really quick.
But yeah, so in that case, when you are trying to target dads, then I would try to use, the dads, because here you're going from 7 subscribers to success day 1 of my YouTube experiment. That doesn't speak to dads, right? So if you're trying to reach dads, the way that you're going to stand out is by putting dads in your title, right? Instead of making it about you and your, day 1 experiment, this is, how a dad is growing his YouTube channel or, something like that. I'd workshop the title, but basically put, dad and 4 dads and, how dads can fill in the blank about YouTube, whatever. But basically I would just use that language so you can target people that will identify with that and do that in your packaging. So for example, if I was going to start a channel for, let's see here, like traveling YouTubers in terms of like digital nomad YouTubers, then instead of having like, just YouTubers in my title that I put in there a lot, then in that case, I would say for, something on YouTube for digital nomads, or 3 ways digital nomads can leverage YouTube for blank, 3 tools that help digital nomads on YouTube. Right, like those types of things. And then by putting that language in there, I call that an audience identifier. And by doing that, you ensure that the right people are clicking on what it is that you're doing. So in that way, you can grow a community of dads, speak to them like a dad in the content, make references to your kids in there because you're going to make that connection there. When you are speaking to them in the content, also just reference the dad stuff. I mean, you don't have to overdo it, but just mention, like, hey, you know how it is, you got to take your kids here, you got to take your kids to this, you can do that. Plus, your wife is nagging at you, and no, I'm just kidding. But like,
you're not.
like,
let's just be real with this, man. Look, listen.
But basically,
no need to sugarcoat this.
But basically, targeting, the dads and just making it crystal clear that it's for them is a great way to grow a community of dad YouTubers around your content. So that's what I would do in your case to stand out. And other things too is like right here in your thumbnail, it's just like a photo of you and it says screw it. It's not enough. Not enough. Right? Because it doesn't say anything. So if you like came in late, I would definitely go to the beginning of the stream and listen to the things that we were talking about helping people identify that the content's about something that they might care about, even if the title didn't exist, by doing that through your thumbnail. In your case specifically, that approach is going to be very advantageous. And I'm not saying put babies or dads in your thumbnail. I'm saying use like YouTube-related imagery, YouTube-related words, things like that, so you can connect with those people and make it about them, not you. Because here, from 7 subscribers to success, day 1 of my YouTube experiment, make it about them and what you're going to do for them.
Did you say have dads in all the titles?
Yeah, just make it, for
that?
dads, how dads can grow their YouTube channels,
Right.
how busy dads can grow their YouTube channels, 3 ways, dads can, work smarter in their spare time, that kind of stuff. Build their channels in their spare time, that kind of stuff. Let's see here.
Busy dads.
Yep. Yeah, but basically making the topic about, dads.
Yep.
So next up, we've got
how to record YouTube videos when your kids are sleeping.
Right. Yeah, and all the topics, right? Like
how dads record YouTube videos when their kids are sleeping.
Yep. Yeah, like those types of things. Like what you're doing there is you're going to hurt yourself in terms of just general YouTubers, but you're going to add value to people that are dads in that situation. Because when you go after the topics that are relevant to them, then over time that can really work out well. Like Dee was talking about, like, recording, like when your kids are being loud in the next room, right? Like people can resonate with that. Right? In terms of like, oh yeah, I'm dealing with that right now. These kids are freaking out in the next room and I'm trying to record a video. So I'm looking at a videos on my phone now because I can't record.
How dads record videos while their kids are being unruly.
Right.
Kids are making noise.
Right. Best microphones to record in a noisy house.
Right.
To make videos in a noisy house. Stuff like that.
That's what little NyQuil can't take care of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But yeah, those types of things and making the videos topically for them is a great way to stand out.
Are you feeling sick? You got a fever? I think you got a fever.
Yeah.
Here, some NyQuil.
Yeah, right. Yeah, a little bit warm. Yeah, drink some NyQuil.
Yeah, you and your brother both a little bit. I don't know. Feeling like you got a fever.
Right.
I think you both should take some NyQuil.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see here.
I'm just kidding. That's terrible. Don't do that.
Linda Szymanski, I think I'm saying that correct. I apologize if I'm not. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more, does Roblox content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And they say, how do I earn more subscribers? So, D, take it away. How do you earn more subscribers on YouTube?
How you earn more subscribers. Okay. Let me start by saying that I love that you're trying to figure out how to get more of something, but I would urge you, unless you're trying to reach monetization, don't put all of your focus on getting subscribers. If your goal is like, I'm just trying to get monetized, that's fine. You get more subscribers by making videos that people want to subscribe to. If you're making content that is resonating with an audience, they're more likely to subscribe to your channel. Give them a little nudge. Remind them to subscribe to your channel. You'd be surprised. Sometimes you ask people to do something. Don't overwhelm them with things to do. Pick a thing that's more important to you. Don't say like, subscribe, share, do all the things. Pick one thing. Hey, it would really help me a lot if you subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like XYZ. So give them a reason to subscribe, ask them to subscribe, and make videos that resonates with people.
Yes.
The bottom line, listen, if people like your content, they're going to subscribe to your channel. Think of it in reverse. You as a consumer, as a viewer that watches YouTube videos, what makes you subscribe to a channel? You subscribe to a channel because you like the content that they make. Sometimes you need a little nudge. Hey, subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Subscribe to the channel. But just keep putting videos out there. Keep putting videos out there. Keep putting videos out there. The more you connect with the audience, the more you'll subscribe. I know you wanted a shortcut answer, but there isn't a shortcut.
There isn't a shortcut.
There isn't a shortcut.
People are going to promise you shortcuts.
Right.
People are going to tell you the shortcuts. They're going to tell you it's easy, but it's not, and there are not.
You have to learn how to connect with the viewer. And when you do that, they will subscribe to your channel. But back to the thing I said at first. If you're trying to get monetized, that's great. Focus on that. But once you get monetized, once you've achieved that goal, I want you to focus less on subscribers and more on how you can connect deeper with your audience. Right? Instead of how do I get more subscribers? How can you get them to watch another video? How can you get them to watch 10% longer? How can you improve each video by 1%, one after another? Those are the things you want to focus on after you unlock that, after you get into the partner program.
Make awesome content.
Make awesome content.
And people will be like, hey, I want more of this, and they'll subscribe.
But I can tell you this, if all you're focused on is subscribers because you want that vanity number, it never ends.
Yeah.
The vanity, it just gets bigger.
Yeah, as soon as you get monetized, and the next milestone's there waiting for you.
Right.
Yeah, it's never enough.
It's never enough. Anytime you're chasing numbers, you just add more numbers. You can never hit the number. You know, you get 1,000, you win 5,000. You get 5,000, you win 10,000. You get 10,000, you win 25,000. You get 25,000, 100 million, so on and so forth. You know, focus on that deep connection with the audience and learning how to connect with an audience. Because even if you have one channel, and you've learned how to connect with that audience, but do you really understand it enough to where if you opened a second channel, you can connect with another audience on another topic? Right. Like, you need to learn those skills. Focus on that stuff. Yep. So get monetized, and then make sure your focus is focused on the right things. Yep.
And hey, really quick, just in case you weren't here earlier in the stream, Dee and I are starting a school for YouTubers. It's called Tuber School, and it teaches you. We're going to teach you all the stuff that you have to do when it comes to producing the content, when it comes to strategy, when it comes to growing your YouTube channel, when it comes to all the questions that we're answering in here, everything that you need to know when it comes to starting, growing, and monetizing a YouTube channel. We're going to be teaching you inside of Tuber School. So if you are not on the wait list yet, go ahead and hit the QR code, or just go to tuberschool.com and get in there on the list, because the people that are on that list, we're also going to, like when we open it up, we're giving discounts, things like that for those, first adopters, so that, we can fine tune things and all that stuff. So that's going to be the exchange in that case. So if you are interested in that, then just make sure you go to tuberschool.com. So next up on the list, we've got Nick's Mountain Goat Productions.
Do you know what a mountain chicken is?
I've never heard of a mountain chicken. I've heard of mountain goats. What's a mountain chicken?
What do you think a mountain chicken is?
Chicken that lives in the mountains.
Okay. Envision what a mountain chicken is.
A chicken that lives in the mountains.
Okay. Look it up.
Okay.
Look it up right now. Look up what a mountain chicken is.
Mountain chicken.
And I want you to share your screen.
It's a frog.
Share your screen.
Wow. It's a giant ditch frog?
Share your screen.
Wow, that's incredible.
The world needs to know.
Is that a frog? That is a frog. Why would they call that a mountain chicken?
Exactly. Share your screen. The world needs to know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. That's insane.
Share your screen.
I'm working on it.
I'm telling you, the world needs to know.
So we got mountain chicken up here, and then we have after mountain chicken. This is the before mountain chickens, and these are the after mountain chickens down here.
Enlarge it. Click one and show what a mountain chicken is.
That's it right there.
That's a mountain chicken.
Yeah. All right. So next up on the list here, we've all just learned something today.
Right?
Thanks, D. Yeah, that's good.
I struggle with this.
So back to Mountain Goat Productions.
On a daily basis.
They have a music channel with live streams. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And the question is, I've recently updated my channel tags and my views have dropped. Does updating my channel tags affect my push in the algorithm? So here's something that's really important to know when it comes to YouTube. So our videos themselves are the things that carry the weight when it comes to YouTube. So, having channel tags, yes, fill in those boxes, things like that. Those things, are important to do because it's additional context that YouTube has in terms of how you're identifying what it is that you're doing, all that stuff. But when it comes to YouTube, you are going to live and die by the videos that you publish. That's the thing that's going to matter. Yep. So I'm looking at your channel here. I'm just kind of looking to see what it is that you're doing. And yeah, it looks like you've had like a few videos that pop a little bit, but there's a few things that if you're doing a music channel that I would definitely dial in. And the first thing, so it looks like your best video so far is 1,000 views, which is good. Like, there's a lot of creators that never reach that point. So you're doing okay. So there's a few things when it comes to being a music channel specifically that I would get dialed in immediately. And that is, if I go into your channel, and I'm going to pull you up on screen here real quick. If I go into your channel and I listen to your music, I'm like, wow, this is great. And it's a music channel, and I listen to a ton of music on YouTube. Like when I'm like, working or whatever, like I'll open up a tab in YouTube and, they show me a bunch of music. So for me, the videos that I click on a lot is one, it'll just be like, oh, that looks, interesting, or I've listened to that person before. But when it comes to a music channel, you want to try to get together like a look of some kind. And the reason for that is because the people that really enjoy your music, when the next time it shows up on their homepage, you want them to instantly identify at a glance that like, oh yeah, that looks familiar. I think I've listened to that before. Let me click on that. So that's for the people that enjoy your music, because what you're doing right now is you have all these different things that you're doing. And I'm not saying to make the same exact thumbnail, but I'm saying to try to create like a style or a brand of some kind with your thumbnails. So a really quick example that I'll give, and I got to turn on my extension for this here. Yeah, so a really quick example that I'll give is there's this channel. His name is Multi Martin, right? And him, I listen to, his videos in the background a lot. So if I go to his channel, let me actually go to him.
What are you pulling up? What are you trying to find?
I'm trying to show her in terms of, like, in his case, hold on, that's the members only stuff. Yeah, like if you look here, right, he has a very similar look that he's doing with everything, right? And it makes it really easy for me as somebody that listens to his content to be like, oh, okay, he's got a video. Let me, click in here and listen to it, because I identify at a glance. As soon as this pops up on my home feed, I'm like, oh, he's got something. Let me check it out, right? Yeah. So it helps me be able to access his content in an easier way because I know it's him. If you look at what D does with Creator Mix,
I've changed some of those thumbnails so it doesn't.
Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah. I'm testing different things.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah, like I was going to say, he had this like theme going here. If you look at these down here, so he had this theme going where we've got like the lines that kind of goes around it, the little label of what it is, but it created like a theme for these of sorts, which it looks like he's still holding, with the exception of these lo-fi videos up here on the longer ones. But like the idea there is to, if I hit my homepage, we'll probably have some more music. Yeah, right here. So here's another one, which is bonkers, by the way.
Yeah, this one's great.
We're listening to this before the live stream. If you like old school rap music or some new rap music, and just some other stuff too. This channel uses AI to make blues versions of it. Dee introduced this to me.
Soulful blues version. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, so
it's fantastic.
Yeah, so he showed me this. But even here, you can see that because they're on the theme of sold out, making it seem like it's like something historical. They've remade all these characters, with this type of style. So now that I've listened to a few of these before the stream today, now because they're using the same style, when this shows up on my homepage. Yeah, this is one of the ones we listened to, Jay-Z and Eminem Renegade. Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton's fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah. Great remake of that. But the idea I'm trying to express is if you look at this entire page, it has a vibe to it, right? So now that I've listened to these, if I log into YouTube like I just did, and then they just showed me this, I knew to go here instantly to use this as an example because I identified these thumbnails at a glance, and I didn't even have to read the title when this was showing up on my homepage, right? I recognized it right here. I didn't have to look at the name. I didn't have to look at the title. I saw this, and I knew it was theirs, right? So when you have a music channel, try to do something like that. Because that's going to help people that enjoy your content be able to recognize it when it shows up in front of them. Yeah, you can see how much music I listen to here. Yeah, music. Wild music. Yep. All right. So next up.
Whoa. Was that it? Why was there a V for Vendetta trailer on there that said it was new? Oh, but what is that? Did they make a part 2?
20th anniversary announcement, 2026. Yeah,
what are they doing?
Hugo Weaving and Natalie Portman.
Are they making a new one?
Looks like it. Yeah, it's a V for Vendetta 20th anniversary official trailer.
What?
20th anniversary announcement trailer 2026. IGN is the channel that was on.
No, they can't do that.
So
maybe it's a remaster or something.
Next up, we've got.
Oh yeah.
Let's see here. My pleasure. It's what we're here for. Yeah, my pleasure. Glad you enjoyed that.
Oh, they're putting it back in theaters. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So really quick, so Melody says, how much does background music help viewer retention? So it depends. So in some cases it hurts the content. In other cases it helps the content. Sometimes people just have like a music bed in the background. It doesn't really add any value to it. So there's a difference between just like there's a difference between cutting a video and editing a video, there's the same difference between just having some background music and intentionally using background music for the video, right? So you might use background music to kind of ramp up a moment, to slow down a moment, to create a certain vibe for a moment, things like that. And if you're using music in that way, it can be impactful. But just dropping in, like if you're just talking and you just drop in just like a background track and it's just the same track across the whole video, and there's no real like rhyme or reason why it's back there, then in that case, it's probably not going to make a difference at all. But if you're using it for like emphasis or impact or, to create a vibe of some sort for a particular part of the video, it can be impactful. It can be impactful there.
Yeah, music is something you have to experiment with. Mm-hmm. Not only do you have to find the right type of music that's going to work with your audience, you have to find the right music for the tone and what it is that you're talking about, and you have to figure out the right levels of the music so it doesn't interfere with what you're saying. One of the reasons I've used music for different reasons, and sometimes you ramp it up and then cut it, to build up into something, right? But now what I find, because the room that I'm shooting in at home now, my new shoot room, it has this weird, I don't know, it has this weird sound to it. Mm-hmm. And I could probably put something on the ceiling or something to do that, but I haven't. So it's just got this weird sound, and I'm not 100% happy with it, even when I do some cleanup on the audio. Mm-hmm. So I'll put a little bit of music, something chill, usually like some lo-fi or something. I'll
cover it up.
Yeah, I'll put it in the background, and I'll just put it on repeat. Mm-hmm. Just copy, repeat. And I put it down so low that you probably can't really hear it. Or you might say, oh, there's a little bit of music, but I can't make it out. And it just kind of fills in the room space a little bit because I don't like the sound of how the room sounds after the case. So, yeah, there's a few ways you can use music.
Yeah, really quick, she says, do those guys need a license to reproduce original lyrics but modified with AI music? So This is more Dee's department, Dee?
Yeah, so...
And those guys specifically, you said they have like Spotify and Apple Music, so they've gotten licensing, right?
Yeah, you can get licensing to do this. You can get it through companies like DistroKid, for example. There are services online where you can buy licensing to do this. What I'm unsure about with AI music is there is a lawyer on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. It's a female, and she had all she does is talk about the music industry from a lawyer's perspective. And she's saying
There's a guy like that on TikTok.
And she's saying that those mechanical license that they get doesn't actually cover AI reproductions because they're not made with humans. Some technicality with that. There was a very large YouTube channel that was growing fast. It was called Almost Real. And they had all of their videos deleted. All of them. They just got hit by the record companies. And apparently they had all of the licensing. And all the videos were taken down anyway. So I don't want to recommend doing this. I think this is one of these things with AI music that is probably incredibly nuanced. And some channels might get away with it. Some channels might get taken down. I don't know. But according to the lawyer, the current contracts don't actually cover this. So even though they're buying them long term, it might not work out. We'll see. Probably depends on which label owns the music. But it's kind of tricky stuff. Tricky stuff. She's saying that because it's AI, it's technically not covered, and one channel already got taken down. So I would just say, and I think it's awesome. I love AI music. I think it's great, which is just blasphemous because I'm a musician.
Right.
But it is what it is.
Traitor.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well done AI music is just some
it's
of
good, man. If something's good, you can't deny it.
Good is
you
good.
can hate on it, but you can't deny it.
Listen, good is good, and the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah. Yep. Right.
Bottom line, if something is made with AI and the people are responding to it, it's good. Doesn't matter if you think it's slop or not. If people are responding, then it's working.
Yep.
So we'll see. But I think it's interesting. We were talking over dinner before we came in. I think the next couple of years are going to be really interesting for us as creators because you have brands like, the app like Sora that's using the likeness of all of these people. You have AI models like Suno and the others that they've trained themselves on popular music, on artists. So you have all this, I'm going to call it plagiarism, is essentially what it is, have been trained on all of this stuff, and now they're making, Bob Ross and Mr. Rogers and, these songs that sound like the singer that sounds like this person and singers. I think we're going to see crazy lawsuits in the future.
It is
we're already starting to see them, but I think the legal fallout from this stuff is going to be really interesting to watch. And I don't know. I think there will be some laws that are changed because AI, you got to, what did we just see? We saw somebody, there was another video where they were using Pixar characters.
Oh, yeah.
They were using Pixar characters and putting them in sexual
crazy scenarios.
And I'm just like, that's not going to fly.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see some changes in the future. It'll be interesting. It's going to be a good time to be an IP lawyer.
Yeah.
I think
for sure.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, really quick. Danny Mathal mentioned about the background music conversation. He says, fun fact, DaVinci Resolve Studio has a feature that lets you drop in a music track and drag it to the length that you want, and AI edits it to fit your project.
Wow.
No more copyright, paste, and match beats. Does it match beats for you as well? Like, does it, kind of create I guess matching the beats when you're dragging the song out. Got it. Okay. Sorry about that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
John,
that's cool.
Thank you, John. This is it. Top music attorney, Miss Crystal Delgado. That's it. She's covering all the lawsuits that are taking place with the AI companies and the record labels. Fantastic. Yeah. If you're a musician and you're interested in AI music and the pitfalls and things to watch out for, go check her out. I don't know her, but I watch her content. Really knowledgeable.
Travel Adventures TV. What's going on? Hope you're doing great.
Hey.
Welcome to the stream. So let's see here. So next up on the list, we've got Cackling Chick. That's funny. They upload 1 time per week or more. The cackling part about that was what I thought was funny. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do rock hounding and rock tumbling. The goal of the channel is to make money, and it says my videos aren't getting views, and I can't figure out what's wrong. Okay, let's take a look. We shall, D. We shall. Okay, let's see what you got going on here.
We shall.
All right. So let's see here. Okay, imagery-wise, I think you're doing okay. So you are doing the thing. Let me pull you up here real quick. So you are doing the thing in terms of, you're zeroing in on the on the rocks themselves.
Yep.
One thing that I would experiment with, though, is I would experiment because I think the imagery that you're using is fine. One thing that I would do, though, is I would experiment with losing this border on here and just see, like, do A/B tests because YouTube has that feature and just see if people respond to that differently or not. Because they might or they might not, but I would experiment with that. In terms of your content, so you have this one at 1.2 thousand views from 3 weeks ago. That has done substantially better than some of your other videos. So I would definitely dig into this particular video, and because you have rare find, I couldn't believe this rare rock was real. And then, okay, first let's highlight something real quick. I couldn't believe this rock was real is a really impactful title with this. There's a lot that goes into this particular title in terms of, like, the imagery can all be the same, but in terms of this particular title, it's like it was shocking to you in some way. Versus, this one, you're doing the same thing. I went fossil hunting Alaska, and I couldn't believe what I found. I think that's good. And then gems and minerals galore. This shop will blow your mind. Yeah, a little bit. But I love this particular one in terms of, like, I couldn't believe that this was real. It just feels like there's some emotion there with that particular one.
Yeah, I mean, look at the view count on it.
Right. But one thing that I would do, though, because you did have this video that stood out, is I would go in and I would look to see, like, okay, how did I start this video in terms of what was I showing, what was I saying, compared to this video right here? Because it looks like with all of these, not all of them. Yeah, it looks like with a lot of these that you're just kind of holding the rock, at least on these ones that we're scrolling over. So because of that, yeah, I would just look at the structure that you put together for this one, and then I would go in and look at the audience retention on this one as it apply, with that structure, and see, like, okay, in the first 30 seconds, first minute, how many people were watching this video, or how far did I get them, and try to kind of replicate that structure at the beginning if you're not doing that already, and just see if it makes a difference on any of these in terms of the videos themselves, because I think that if people responded to this particular one, that it's likely that these people should respond to some of these as well, as long as they keep them watching. And I'm not sure, because you are doing very similar things across the board here with the thumbnails. I'm not sure if they're clicking and then leaving, or if they're just not clicking on these. So another thing that I would do, if you can, and this is going to sound weird because you've done it already, but I would also experiment with, like, something similar and just see if people respond to it. So, for example, like, if you have another one that you find that is also kind of a rare find, next time that happens, do the same exact thing. Like, basically take the same exact text that you have and do the same exact thing, pointing at a different type of rock, and see if people respond to that one in a similar way as well. But yeah, I would definitely, from a structural standpoint, because it looks like in terms of lengths of the video that you're making, longer videos. So I would definitely just dig into this one in a major way to try to figure out how people responded to this one and compare it to the other ones, and see if you notice things that you're doing in this video that you weren't doing in some of these other ones. And look at all the details too. Little things like, okay, am I addressing them first? Am I talking about me first? Did I have music playing? Yes or no? Was I showing me first? Was I showing the rock first? Those types of things. How long did I show the rock before I, cut into me talking? Or how long did I show the rock before I changed the scene? Like, all of those little types of details, I would look at all of it and see if you can figure out, or at least make some theories on why you think people responded to this one. I would do the same exact thing for this one as well. My secret rock hounding beach, Central Coast, because people responded to this one too. So any video that you have that's 1,000 views or over, I would dig into those and start analyzing everything that you were doing in the beginnings of these videos to see if you start to notice any patterns at all. Because you're doing things that people are responding to. Now you just have to get it. And this one here. Oh, how to polish rock. So this is a help video. Okay, so this one's different. People responded to this one. You're probably getting some search traffic from this one too. But with these, for the ones that have done well, yeah, another one, how to make your landscape rock shine. So it looks like some of this help content is also doing well. So sprinkling that in from time to time just for the viewership of people that are interested in rocks. so that you can share your finds with them. Would definitely be something you might want to consider here as well. Yeah, because these are very clear how-to videos that have done pretty good. Yeah, how-to 282,000. Mastering this, but beginner's guide to rock cutting, how-to at 17,000. Polish rocks, that's a how-to video at 13. How to make whatever the landscape rocks, 13,000. How to polish rocks, 10,000. Shine dull in seconds. Yeah, so your things where you're teaching people how to do stuff, those seem to do well. So when you find things like that, it can be advantageous. Like, you don't have to do how-to videos, but it can be it can be advantageous to work those in as part of your content strategy. What I mean by that is saying to yourself, okay, I'm going to be publishing X amount of videos over the course of the month. So if I'm publishing that many videos, or 90 days, whichever approach you want to take. So out of those videos, let me make sure that I at least get in like 1 or 2 how-to videos, so that I can, teach people how to do stuff. And then that way I'm getting people that are interested in rocks in here at a larger scale compared to some of these other videos I'm publishing. And then when I publish these videos about the different rocks that I find, then I might be getting in front of people that, are more interested in rocks as well. So I would definitely consider that. I think it's fun how that stuff kind of just comes together, like as you're looking at it in real time. Like you just kind of, like figuring it out, and you're like, oh, some search-based videos. Oh, looks like these are working.
Working through in real time.
Now let's start making this part of your content strategy. Yeah. It's funny. So next up, we've got B-Mazed Gaming. B-Mazed Gaming uploads when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more. Gaming content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, should I change my thumbnail every time I live stream my gameplay? Does it hurt the YouTube algorithm? So first, I would encourage you to not necessarily think about, hurting YouTube's algorithm, and thinking about the viewers that you are reaching instead. And the reason for that is because when you are thinking algorithm, then you're not thinking about the people that are, interacting with your content. So because of that,
the focus should be audience,
yes,
not algorithm.
And your link actually isn't working here either, the link that you put in here. So just a heads up, I'm going to try it again, and then I'll just try searching for the, I know why.
And replace, if you ever have questions about the elusive YouTube algorithm, the mysterious YouTube algorithm.
That wasn't it either.
Just replace the word algorithm with audience. Mm-hmm. What does the algorithm want from me? What does the audience want from you?
Yeah, that's what the people that actually work at YouTube say to do.
Right. Why does the algorithm not like me? Why does the algorithm not watch not push my videos or pull my videos? Why does the algorithm not like my channel? Yep. Right? Why does the audience not like your channel? Right. Why is the audience not watching the videos?
Why I'm trying to reach? Why are they not responding to this?
Why is the audience not clicking on your videos? Mm-hmm. Right? Just replace that one little switch of changing algorithm to audience can make a huge difference in how you're actually understanding what's happening on the platform.
Yeah, and I can't find your channel either. So I was going to pull it up, but I just can't find it. And the link that you put in there doesn't work. Yep. So Tommy T's Extreme Roller Coasters is the next one on the list. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more. Does POV roller coaster content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, hey, Nick, hey, D, do my thumbnails suck? Can you check them out for me?
Really quick. So Even Rabbit says, how can I trick the audience and game the audience? That's called clickbait.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a name for it. It's called clickbait.
Yeah.
Don't recommend it.
Yep. Yeah, so YouTube has safeguards in place for that. So you can get people clicking a lot, but if you clickbait people, they're going to end up leaving the video. That's why they switched to watch time back in I think it was 2012 as one of the primary metrics of gauging viewer satisfaction, because clickbait was so rampant. Still is to an extent, but it's more sensationalism than it is clickbait. But back in the day, it was raw clickbait, to where you put a thumbnail up of some attractive person washing a car,
right,
and in something hardly wearing anything, and then people would click on it like crazy, and then it's just some dude talking in his bedroom.
Right.
So that's when they switched over to watch time in order to help combat that.
I want to tackle this really quick.
Hey, Lauricia.
Chatty Cathy, it wouldn't make sense for YouTube not to show your videos.
Right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Here's the thing. You have to think about YouTube is there to make money for YouTube. Mm-hmm. YouTube makes money primarily through ad revenue, right? Businesses spend huge amounts of money running ads on YouTube. YouTube's priority is to get people watching videos and to keep them watching videos.
Right.
So they're going to reward you essentially
Right.
by making videos that do exactly that. What does YouTube want? YouTube is trying to make money. It makes money by showing more ads to people. So the more videos people watch, the longer they watch, the more ads they can show people.
Yes.
And if your videos do that, then it's in YouTube's best interest to pull your videos to the interested type of viewers.
Yep.
If your videos don't keep people watching, if they don't get clicks, there's no real incentive for YouTube to show your videos to people because they want to run ads.
Yep.
And they don't make money if your videos don't keep people watching.
Yep.
I mean, that's really YouTube in a nutshell.
Even Rabbit says updating or upsetting your audience is also not profitable. That's true.
Right?
Absolutely.
100%, man.
Yep. So, so on your thumbnails, just looking at them here.
And that was a simplified explanation of YouTube, but that's it in a nutshell.
Yep. So right here we have your thumbnail. So Ultimate Villains Unleashed, the Train Dark Ride. So let's see what you're doing here. Yeah, I mean, people responded to this one. People responded to what you're doing, man. I think you're doing great. One thing that I would do, though.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yep.
Wow.
One thing that I would do, though, is I would A/B test this one if you're not already with something that makes it a little bit more clear that it is, the roller coaster and just see. But I mean, you're getting a good response on that, so you're fine. But if you wanted to see if you can ramp it up, just something that's just a little bit more clear that it's a roller coaster. And then on this one, that underperformed, I would also focus this one also, with a little bit more of the keep the Wally thing on there. But I would, grab one of these shots in there and then put the Wally on top of that, just so that they can see that, it is clearly one of the roller coaster games instead of it just being about the Wally movie itself. Because like for you, this makes sense as like a roller coaster thing. But if you look at it, to me, it looks like a movie, like a trailer for Wally. Because you have here like teaser trailer. And then you have Wally right here, and then the Wally logo. And then you have movie ride trailer, which also makes me think that, like, if I were to see this whole package, first I would think that it was a movie trailer. And then when I saw your movie ride trailer, I would think that it was like something that Disney was putting out or something like that. I wouldn't think that it was a virtual roller coaster. So I would definitely do some A/B testing on that particular thumbnail there. Next up, we've got Mason Dude New is the next channel. They upload when they have time. The type of channel is vlogging, skits, and really anything I can think of doing. And the question is, hope this isn't too long. It says, I want to do vlog, skits, art showcases, and whatever I think of right now, but I'm thinking of doing skits, which I will most likely do a lot of. But how could I possibly balance skits, vlogs, sometimes show art, maybe commentary if I enjoy that or whatever else I think of doing on one channel? I know a lot of audiences would be on the channel, and I know despite numbers, it's probably not really great for growth because of the mixed viewers, but what could I do to avoid that? So when it comes to content, you don't have to make videos on everything. You can. But when it comes to a channel, if you want to grow the channel, it's important to think of the channel as a resource for a certain type of content for a certain type of viewer that's interested in specific things. And when you do that, it helps you make your channel more bingeable. It helps you make better decisions around that channel because all of your decisions are ran through. Does this help me accomplish my goal? Is this beneficial for my viewers? And if the answer to those questions are yes, then it's usually a go-ahead. If the answer to those questions are no, then in that case, it tells you right there on the spot that like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't pursue whatever this thing is. So it helps you in a bunch of different ways around your channel when you dial things in that way. So if you want to grow a channel and have consistent viewership, things like that, then the thing that I would focus on is I would have one channel that is dedicated to the thing that you're the most passionate about and that you would love to get known for, right? So I'm really into this thing and I want to get known for that thing. So it could be your vlogs. Like, hey, I just want to share, my experiences with people. So because of that, I'm going to take people with me on everything I go to do. And you can get really good on that channel about learning how to make vlogs. And I'm not saying to do vlogs, I'm saying pick the thing that is the most, that you love the most and make the channel about that. And then for all of the other stuff, put that somewhere else. And then by doing that, you're still expressing yourself. You're still getting your creativity out. You're still sharing your love for all those other things, but you're putting the actual like real effort into the thing that you care about the most. And if you do that, then you're going to see the difference in terms of how each channel performs. And then at that point, you're going to be able to make the call on if you want to, you know, continue kind of spreading out the energy there, or if you want to just go all in on that thing that you care about the most and that you're the most excited about. And when you do that, people can also pick up on that as well. So, so that will help you be able to better make that call. All right. So, hey, we got YouTube for real estate agents in here. What's going on? Yeah, have you met Christina Smallhorn? She does the same thing. She's actually got some courses around it also for real estate agents. But it says, I pivoted my 50K channel while views remain low through the transition. I'm now seeing the new audience show up in my analytics. My missing part is thumbnails. Any tool suggestions? Yeah, so when it comes to thumbnails, you have Canva, which tons of people use.
Yeah.
You have Tube Spanner that you can make thumbnails in. You have Photoshop you can make thumbnails in. Those three are kind of the go-to when it comes to thumbnails. People do them on their phone, and there's other things too, like Affinity. You know, you can also use like, what's the web-based one? Photopea. Also, it's like a web-based free version of Photoshop. You can use those types of services too. But it really comes down to your learning curve and like how you want to make your thumbnails, because when it comes to Photoshop, you're pretty much unlimited. Canva, you can do tons of stuff inside of Canva now too. Tube Spanner is pretty robust also in terms of the offering of their thumbnail tool. So yeah, you're really wide open there. So I would install the free versions of all of those things and go in there and play with their thumbnail tools and just see what's the most intuitive to you. And then if you know, whichever one you're like, yeah, okay, this one makes sense to me, then I would use that one.
I think if you don't know how to make anything, I think Canva might be a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, I think Tube Spanner has templates too.
Yeah, they do.
You can go in there and you can find templates and just swap things out.
Yeah.
If you're starting at zero and you have no idea how to make graphics, I think it's easy to start with a graphic in like a browser-based system like Canva or a TubeBuddy system or a Tube Spanner system, to where things are already made. You just kind of click things and revert and delete things and add things, and it's pretty straightforward. It's not overwhelming. Versus looking at just a blank canvas on like Photoshop and starting at scratch. That can be really intimidating if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, and one more thing really quick, because I have your channel pulled up here, and I'm looking at it. So it's real estate, YouTube for real estate agents. So in your channel name, you know, you have that, which is cool. And you know, like you can see channel names in some places on YouTube. But I would also just make it clear in your titles as well who it is that you're after. And this is also going to help you dial in that new viewership also. So if you're on YouTube for real estate agents, then also making it, instead of how to grow your business with YouTube in 2026, that's going to bring in people that are not necessarily real estate agents. And if you're trying to serve real estate agents and grow the channel around, hey, I'm the guy you want to come to when it comes to YouTube for real estate, then in that case, you know, how to grow your real estate business with YouTube in 2026. So then that way it directly speaks to the people that you're trying to reach. I'm not sure if you went to Vid Summit or if you got the Vid Summit replays or not, but my whole talk there was, well, not my whole talk, but a big chunk of my talk was about this and about being able to communicate to the people that you're trying to reach through the imagery, through the words that you're using, through how you're putting your videos together, set design, like all of the stuff. And when it comes to the packaging, though, the thing that's going to get the right people clicking on it, which is super important, especially when you're, you know, kind of steering the ship in another direction, is to make sure that you do have the right people responding to your content. Same thing, the real reason you're losing views on your real estate channel, right? $40,000 with fewer views. I'm not sure with that one in terms of how that would apply to a real estate agent, unless it's through the, you know, commissions or whatever. But, you know, how a real estate agent, you know, got $40,000 with low views on a YouTube video, something like that. How to avoid the 5 YouTube mistakes that cost real estate agents clients, right? So the whole idea there is, you know, just putting that identifier in there so that real estate agents are like, oh, this is for me. Tons of YouTube help channels out there, but this one is speaking to me, right? So then you get more of those people clicking on it, and that'll help each view that you get on your videos be a lot more valuable to you and what it is that you're offering as well. And on that note, I do want to remind you, just in case you did come in here later, that Dee and I are starting a school for YouTubers. So if you are somebody that is interested in that, you need help with video production, you need help with like growth strategy, you need to learn all this stuff, then I recommend that you go ahead and get signed up on the wait list so that we can notify you when we're open for enrollment. Go ahead and do that now if that's something that you're interested in. Also, on the front of the desk, I have my app that I made for YouTube content creators called New Creator. Helps you, make better thumbnails, write better titles, keep track of your content, all that stuff. You can find that at newcreator.app. So go ahead and get that if you have an iPhone. It works on iPad. It's awesome on iPads, by the way. But with all of that stuff out of the way, I do want to remind you, if you are somebody that is new to YouTube or you're struggling on YouTube and you're just not, getting what it is that you want out of the efforts that you're putting in right now, I recommend that you just look at YouTube like it's a learning curve, because it is. Just like if you start a new job, just like if you start playing a new sport, just like if you start playing a new instrument, there's a series of things that you have to learn. And when you first start, you suck. So you have to get through that suck part by learning the skills involved and just getting an understanding of that thing in order to get past that part, so where you don't suck as bad anymore. So because of that, if you are struggling right now, just embrace the fact that you're in a learning curve and that you just need to focus on the skill sets. So one thing I can promise you is that watching a video on how to, quickly and easily grow a YouTube channel, it's not going to work. But working on the skill sets in order to learn how to edit better videos, understand your audience better, those types of things, those are the types of things that are going to actually move the needle for you. The YouTube help videos that do that kind of stuff, you might be able to pick up, little nuggets here and there. But in terms of the path, the path isn't easy. It requires work. You can do it, but it requires work. So just embrace that idea and just be like, okay, not working right now, no problem. It just means I got to learn how to do some additional things, and then I'll be able to make it work. Okay. So hang in there. You got this. Have a great weekend. Dee, great stream.
Yeah, man. Great stream.
Make sure that you check out the video description. Got a bunch of helpful stuff for you down there. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be safe, and we will see you next time.
Yep.
I gotta get my outro song in here. I'm gonna do it right now. Actually, there we go.
I think Roberto's streaming over at.
Oh yeah, I don't know what time that's starting, but I do redirect.
You are redirecting.
Yeah. So Roberto's also streaming here soon if he's not already. Over on the Opus Clip channel, I think they're talking about monetizing shorts. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure that you hang out with that. This is gonna send you over there as soon as my 1 minute video is finished here. So have a great weekend.
Hit the sub button, hit the like button. If you're having fun, comment, type something. If you're laying back, leaning and engage, just take a second to smash the whole page.